Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly lore master today, because lore master or lore keeper? Master?
Master.
Master. There we go. Today we're carrying on with actually returning to our holiday campaign that we did start playing over the 2024 to 25 holiday season, playing the One Ring 2nd edition, published by Free League or Free League. We were making use of a couple of things, but in particular, one of their, at the time, recent releases for Moria. And we are also, this is, at the time of recording, this is our second of the 2025 player picks for the year. The players have picked 6 games that we're going to play over the course of 2025, and one of our top picks was a return to the One Ring. So this is us bringing us back, and I'm joined by many of the luminaries for the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel for today's session. So I'm going to go with the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing tonight? Today, I guess. Well, depending on where you are. First up, we've got Carl.
Hello, I am playing Dagmar. She is a barding captain, and recently she has been stocking up on the, I know that elves have llamas bread, but apparently bardings have like really hard cakes that if you dip in Lake Town Stout, they taste better, but they're still pretty bad. But yeah.
Nice.
Then she got the virtue called cramp. So
very nice.
People know the game.
Cool. Next up is Sean.
Hey, I'm playing Amlath, Ranger of the North. He is a scholar, one of knowledge. He also, though, has a weakness of lure of secrets in this area.
Yep, I'm sure that will get him into no trouble whatsoever. Next up is James.
Right, I'm James. I'm playing Vague, the Dwarven Messenger, and proud companion of Branka the Pony.
Very nice. Now, James, I know I do a sketchy Scottish accent when I play dwarves. You don't need to do that today, just so you're aware.
He's always in character.
My Scottish accent's pretty ropey as well.
Next up is Graham.
Hi, I'm Graham, and I am playing Gwyndor, who is a high elf of Rivendell. He is a warden, so protects the roads and travels the wilds to try to protect people. So that's his calling, but his weakness is that he is beset by woe.
Nice. He may be thousands of years old, but he sulks like a 12-year-old girl. So... next up is Darren.
Hello there, I'm playing Oswald Appledore, who is a human Manabree. He is a treasure hunter, and his weakness is dragon sickness. He is partial to a coin or gem.
That is, I seem to recall that about Mr. Appledore. Yeah. And last but certainly not least is George.
Hey everybody, I'm George. I'm playing Findamir, who is a Ranger of the North and a champion. He is cursed with a desire for vengeance, especially against anything of the shadow. And he's very excited, and I am very excited to join the fellowship.
Very nice. Well, we are thrilled to have you, George. So guys, this is session 6 technically of our game, because we played 5 sessions of it beforehand, and then we actually played one, I guess it's set 7, because we did play one kind of soft launch of the game when we found ourselves with down players at one point. But this is let me think here. I think it's at least a year and a half since our first session. We played 5 seasons worth of sessions, which means we're picking up in the spring of whatever year in the Third Age that we set as the start point for this. What are you guys having, just as in general, what do you guys recall having achieved over the past, or uncovered over the past couple of months? Let me bring you over to, let's see here, we'll use, I think this one here is what we want. Yeah, there's our travel map. You got the Gangdoff rune. So, where have you guys gone and what have you guys done over the past little while?
That is a great question.
I can offer up some visual aids. I'm just going to put everyone's token on the left here, and we'll assign spots for travel in a moment as well. Let's see here. Who do we have as some friends that you've made thus far?
I recall Daza the Red.
Yes. I don't have an illustration for him. How is that possible? What do you remember about him?
He likes ponies too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think we first met when we traveled from Rivendell, and in fact, he became a Yule location. Did he not? Am I wrong about that? Did he have a camp that we could then use as Yule?
Yeah, the little camp just outside, or just by the bottom of the mountains, didn't he? We visited three times, I think.
I think you guys have used it as for long rests, but you haven't used it for fellowship rests.
Yeah,
the ones that are set up for fellowship
space, right?
Yes.
It's just
the one thing you have found, in addition to his location, is Tarlock's Hall. That one you did spend time opening as a location you could spend a fellowship phase. And that was located kind of where the Gandalf rune is right now in the Misty Mountains here. And what else did you guys learn and encounter?
I mean, this is kind of disjointed in its timeline, but we fought some spirits that were all over Vieg, as I recall, that were had a target on Vieg pretty hard.
That's right.
Yeah.
The other details of which I'm a little sketchy, but they didn't like him. That was for sure.
That's right. That was that which stirs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you guys remember where you were when that happened? Because I certainly do.
I think we was at the top of the mountain with that tall tower. We were trying to reach the top to ask the question of how to find something in Moria. We were looking for the treasure, and the forge. We were looking specifically for the forge.
Yeah, and it was actually thanks to a gift, a repurposed gift from one of your elven companions from Lothiriel, that you were able to get your way in. Do you guys recall the useful tool you used?
I was using mithril sort of spikes or
hairpins
things to climb up. Yeah, that was it. Into Durin's Tower. Was that what it's called?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Durin's Tower.
That was a tough trip up to Durin's Tower as well.
Yep.
Each time you guys got up there quite exhausted. Then one of the times I think the first time you finally reached all the way up there is when Gwyndor was set upon by that foul spirit. You triumphed, thankfully. Did you make it in there?
Yes, we did make it into Moria because
we
were there.
Right.
And we discovered that there is some sort of
like
negotiation. There's some sort of we found a cool. So Vieg found a little bolt hole that we were able to rest and recuperate in. And then when we did some exploring, we did find and kind of scouted some goblins and orcs or presence. We discovered that the orcs were not just from the Misty Mountains, but there were some from Mordor actually, and they were negotiating with some dwarf, which was very surprising. But then when we tried to attack or take out some of the orcs, maybe attack their leadership, we were we were overwhelmed, and we had to flee and fall back to Rivendell. That's what Dagmar remembers. I don't know if that's the last I remember from that. She's been probably recuperating in Rivendell.
Yeah, and I think you guys did make your way. I think you did winter in, or to the fellowship phase at least, in Rivendell that time. It was the last time was the first time you discovered there was a intrigue that you guys engaged in, or court, or whatever it's called, where you spoke to Chieftain Tarlock here, and his seneschal advisor, Lady Vesna. I wouldn't say that Lady Vesna is an enthusiastic fan of yours.
No.
No, but you did reach
taste.
Chief Tarlock's heart, though, and he did seem to be willing to concede that while his people, it should only be the kings or future kings who make their way down into the hall of, what do they call it? The Hall of the Gods, and walk the path of the trials. He recognized that you were not of his people, and as such, that these lands were originally the dwarves, these halls were originally the dwarves, so while they may be their people's halls now, it was not verboten by his gods to allow you to go down there. See, that Duolingo German is paying off already. I'm like, my goodness. You guys want to know what a submarine is called? No? We'll save it for later. I don't overwhelm you with my German knowledge. It's oof. So what my question was before we went live, so for those listening at home, we were starting to get into talking about what to do, and I realized, this is what the game is. So we should really just get the stream going. We left the fellowship phase was spent in Harlock's or Tarlock's hall. Do you guys recall what one of your, I think, most consequential tasks there was?
Might need a hint.
Where do you guys want to get? Where do you want to get to?
Oh, did they tell us about a settlement that had a tunnel?
You are
I may be making that up.
in a cell. No, you're not wrong. Let me bring you over to. I've got a page that's got the Tarlock's Hall on it, so that might be.
Things
easier
are coming back in bits and vague pieces here.
Hey, are you telling me you
Are you
didn't?
talking about me again?
You tell me you didn't spend your break. What am I doing? Okay, guys, I've done that thing where I tried to move something, but I used the ruler, so nobody else needs to do that.
Yeah.
All right, so this is. Let me make sure I brought you over here. I did. All right. This is Tarlock's Hall. So this is the big, hall where you guys have been living. This is the village who lives in there, and that is the barrow where the chieftains of Tarlock's folk will go, venture down into it, and then eventually walk the path of trials, make their way to the Hall of the Gods. What you guys found, Vig, I believe, identified that there was, this was definitely something that was part of Moria proper at one point, and more likely what they are using as a barrow was actually a watchtower. And the likelihood is that in better days, this was likely connected to Moria proper in some way. So one of the fellowship phase activities you guys undertook was to clear that path. So when we return back, you will have a path that leads into somewhere in Moria. So turning back to our travel map, and let me make sure I got off the... Well, I'll keep the pointer. I don't think I'm moving anybody just yet. I guess my question first is, where are we starting our session today? Is the fellowship meeting up in Rivendell once again? Are we starting in Tarlock's Hall? Captain Harlock, I'm not going to be able to get that right, I will tell you right now. There's Captain Harlock and a place with the H in the second word. It's going to be Harlock's Hall for a long time. We also said, one of the things we said too was, or I had said, is that because if Gandalf made the mistake of not being able to remember to just speak friend and enter, I'm assuming that is just common knowledge that has been forgotten. So while you are aware of the West Gate, you guys are not able to enter Durin's door at this point, or at least do not have the knowledge for how to enter it. If you do learn, please don't tell Gandalf. It'll absolutely crush Tolkien. So, or at the very least, it'll ruin a really good bit. So what? It would be kind of funny if Gandalf did know the whole time and was just waiting for someone to say something obtuse. So,
Yeah.
So I guess that's basically him being a game master then. Waiting for the party to figure something out. Okay, so anyway, what do you guys think?
Let's go back to back at the village.
At Tarlock's?
Tarlock's Hall. Yeah. Avoids the slog up the. Have the slog up the hills behind us.
What are you trying to find in Moria? Do you recall? I mean, you guys had mentioned that you were trying to get into the western portion of Moria, but I don't remember offhand why. I have as well. Let's head on over to the Moria map.
We were trying to find a secret, weren't we? Because originally we had there was
originally we was looking for the forge of Narvi, craftsman who made like the rings of Mithril.
Yeah,
but all the ways that we originally found were all blocked off or caved in or collapsed, and couldn't get our way over to the west side, which is where they say the forge was.
So this is Moria, and the map that comes with the Moria book, incidentally. Nice. So, what? Yep. So you guys are somewhere like around here in relation to the rest of Moria. So wherever this tower leads is probably somewhere in the Dwarreldelf, which is a quite low part of Moria. Oh no, it's not. It's just extensive right here. So, it would be Western Moria, just not. You still would have to seek out where the Forge of Narvi is located. Who is your patron, guys?
Saruman.
That's right. So we talked about the bonuses you get before. Perhaps it's understandable why he wishes to advance his knowledge of rings. So, where?
You told us at one point that Daza was available as a patron. I have written down.
Daza is... That makes sense. Let's see here.
Daza, the red-handed of the Nogrod clan.
Guys, if you want ponies from here to, the harbors of Lindor? No, not Lindor. What is it? Linden? He's your guy. Daza the red-handed.
A mighty warrior that was maimed.
Yeah.
And she knew the dwarf that was not to be trusted.
Daza gives you +1 to your fellowship bonus and grants you the advantage Oaths of Vengeance. You spend fellowship to make an adversary's protection roll ill-favored.
Oh.
When you score a wound on them, you can make it ill-favored.
I like it.
Okay. For the searching... George, I thought you said blackguard. Like, yes, he is. Wait, no. All right. So then if we are starting at Moria, then what I'm going to suggest is that Nimloth made his way back to Rivendell, and that he had advised Lord Elrond of the developments. Lord Elrond would be able to get word to Saruman, and then a new ranger could perhaps have been the one who escorted Dagmar and Oswald back to Tarlock's Hall.
Okay.
So, George, tell us a little bit about Findemir.
Findemir is definitely terse, kind of dour. He has seen what the shadow can do to men, elves, dwarves, women, children, even the land itself, all of which is anathema to his sensibilities. And he's just dedicated his body and his spirit to fighting off the shadow, even though he knows he's probably going to lose his life in the process and not live to see the day when the shadow is stricken from Middle Earth. But he is always the first to jump into the midst of battle. But when they're kind of having some downtime, or let's say during a fellowship phase, he has great difficulty relaxing. So he kind of sleeps with one eye open. It's hard for him to sort of engage in the, riddles and poetry and songs, even though he does enjoy them. And every once in a while, it's a song that lures him out into, let's say, the hall, wherever things are happening. He has one of his, important pieces of gear is his mother's flute. That's the one time you can see his demeanor change and be restored. But it's very rare indeed.
I take it his mother has fallen, whether to shadow or to...
Yes, and I think he was trained by her. His father fell earlier than that. He's trying to live up to what the two of them were capable of, and he doesn't believe that secretly doesn't believe that he's capable of what they were able to do, and he owes his life to them. I think she died saving him in a battle when he was kind of more green, more inexperienced. So he carries the weight of that with him, and she fell to orcs.
Okay.
So he's happy to, carry out any missions given to him by the wise, and always happy to go into the lair of the shadow. And in this case, based on what he's been told by Dagmar and Oswald, it seems like the shadow is growing in and around Moria as the orcs of Mordor make their way to the northeast.
Okay. By way of contrast, Sean, tell us a little bit about Amlath, and then I'm going to ask you guys about how you two, the Rangers of the North, are not, incredibly prolific in numbers. So you guys, I have no doubt that you guys know one another. I'm just wanting you guys to introduce each other to each other, and then we'll talk about how they know each other and how they relate to one another.
Amlath, he is he's about, probably his chief thing is about knowledge, and so he's useful, always seeking more, I think, than certainly more than your average ranger. His head will be in a book, a tome, a scroll, and he's a little probably a little judgmental that way, as far as those who don't focus on such things. And he can be a little too curious, usually, to a good standpoint, but then will probably go beyond what is called for in his interest in things even that maybe are dark, if they fit in the knowledge category. I wonder how he. I was wondering that myself, of when's the last time maybe he saw Findemir.
Well, you guys, they have, not hidey holes, but they have what do they call them? Shelters or rangers?
Yes.
There's a name.
Ranger holds.
I can't remember, because there's Boromir and the Rangers of, Rangers of Ithilien. They had that secret place, and I can't remember what they called it. whatever
Yeah.
it is. So there will a ranger. Oh gosh, I think they actually mentioned it in the core book too. In any event, there's these
hidden dales.
maybe I
can't remember.
yeah.
I
In
don't
any
know.
event, my point being is that it's not like they're all collecting back in Rivendell. While obviously Elrond feels a sense of responsibility, because I think it's his feeling of responsibility towards the Dunedain and the range, or at least the Rangers of the North, I believe, is because their line of kings date back to his brother. So, because his brother is the one who birthed the line of the Númenórean kings, and the Rangers of the North are eventually descended from that. So it is this, going back thousands of years sentimentality to you being kin, not only just you being, fellow kings in the Northwest. So you guys probably have some interaction with one another, but not necessarily, Ranger Haven. Is that what it's called?
I think it might be Haven. I'm checking Is that right? Yeah, you found it, Carl?
Yeah, I think it's Ranger Haven, Refuge, but yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
It seems like Amlath probably, Sean, you tell me, might be older than Findemir.
Yeah, sounds good. And also fits with the pictures, which works.
That's true. And also just because you know more about lore than I have some, I have some lore, but not a lot compared to you.
Yeah, you're not as learned, and it concerns me. But
that is true. And I'm leaving all of that to you, which I think is what you know about me. That I'm not. It's not that I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, although that might be a factor. But I just don't care. You just point me in the direction of evil, and I will race there and confront it.
a bit reckless, but you'll learn.
That sounds like a good perspective on his nature.
Okay. So,
and I think I would just in the reverse. I think while I don't know much and I'm not interested in necessarily learning much, I do revere Amlath for that knowledge, because it's the knowledge that allows us to, root out evil, find where we can confront it, and save Middle Earth from those forces.
Was Findamir's mother? Was she more like you or more like Amlath?
I think she was more like me, and my father was more like Amlath.
Yep. Okay.
He was a fine man. I remember him well.
Mm-hmm.
And he fell under a pile of books, oddly. But
yeah, it was just an accident in the house.
Yeah. Okay. And Gwindor is also, he's one of the high elves, like it's Glorfindel, who is encountered in Fellowship, isn't it? He's the one who drives the ring race off in the books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that right? So Gwindor would be not quite the same, and certainly not as aged, but he is a protector as well, right? So I think that while he's not necessarily, always with the Rangers, he probably is aware of them and at least would work or share information with them or take advantage of their refuges when necessary. So Gwindor, what do you make of our young Findamir here?
I share many of Findamir's instincts. Much as him, I have witnessed the power of the shadow, and although he is young, he has the sort of wisdom of years of the rising of the shadow, and so his experiences I would respect as one of the sort of noblemen. And he's seen things and understands things, and I would learn from that as much as anything else.
Okay. Oswald and Dagmar would have been spending days, if not weeks, making the trip from Rivendell to stay with Daz briefly, and then making the ascent up Caradhras and into the hidden location of Tarlock's Hall. Oswald, tell Findamir a little bit about who he gets to learn or get to meet as he comes to know you.
Well, Oswald is quite a traveller. He's walked the roads many times. He's a bit of an entertainer, a bit of a storyteller. But he hasn't seen a lot of real action, and I think deep down he thinks most of it's sort of rubbish and it's just like over exaggerated, and he likes to hype up the stories, but he hasn't really seen how bad things can get, and he's not really, he's a bit naive when it comes to the shadow and things like that. So he's always quite eager to get in there and find the treasure and search things out, because he hasn't really met with the bad stuff. So that ghost that they met, that frightened him quite badly last time when they went up to that tower. So he's getting a little bit of experience of what really is out there and what evil is amongst the land. But he's very upbeat, happy, and he's always telling the stories of others, because he hasn't got many adventures to speak of himself.
Does he insert himself into those stories, or does he tell the stories as if it happened to others?
No, I think he still tells the stories of others.
Okay.
He's got one for this, his adventure that he's had now that obviously exaggerates greatly of the thousands of orcs that they avoided, and because of his cunning and stuff hid from while in Moria. And so he started to insert himself in and some of the characters that he's traveling with now.
Okay.
But mainly it's other heroes from the past.
And Dagmar, who would Findamir get to know over those weeks of travel?
Well, that's why her and Oswald get along, because Dagmar is also, jovial, full of heart. She's stout-hearted, but she's a fierce and generous captain, leader type. So very talkative, but always trying to bolster others and keep them motivated and going. She definitely, if he's willing to partake, shares a lot of that Lake Town stout that we carry 12 packs of, I guess. Mm-hmm. So.
It seems like Findamir may be younger than both Oswald and Dagmar as well. Is that? I mean, he's also a Dunedain, so I guess he could be much, much older.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But just seems younger?
I think that's probably what it is.
Okay. Which must be like an absolute delight to look in on as Oswald and Dagmar are relaxing at the campfire and Findamir's just glowering.
I think the one time I sort of get excited is when Oswald brings up the ghost. Do you bring that up, Darren?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so suddenly I zone right in on him and listen to the whole story and taking it all in, and I ask a series of questions afterwards. I have a undead lore. That's like the one area of lore that I have. So I started asking, like, was it this kind of ghost? Was it like this? Did it look like this? Did it do that? Did it do this? And I just sort of like, I don't say why I'm asking, or and then I just, as soon as he has no more information to give me, I walk away.
What, Oswald, Dagmar made the ascent up to Caradhras or not?
Yes, she saw the spirits that
right.
harassed
So both of you guys would be able to share then the ill will that Caradhras seemed to impose down on you. As
that mountain hates us. It looks down and hates us.
It does. It is a place of secrets and darkness, and it has no interest in the light coming in. What I imagine then, Findamir, is if you've got that invisible, what was it? Your lore?
Undead lore.
Oh, okay, just undead lore.
Yeah.
I think you would probably feel it too when you first see, like, the Misty Mountains would be to your left as you're traveling for most of this time if you're traveling through Wildland, and so like you might think that one peak might look like the other, but then when you first set eyes upon Caradhras, you could just feel it, that it looms and glares down at you regardless of wherever you are. Even your time spent among Daz's ever-growing collection of ponies it is still, you can feel it looms there, and that it will be looking.
Maybe. Oh, so maybe at one point there's a storm passing through dark clouds, and as it crosses the mountains, it's like blocking out the mountain a bit. But there's a lightning strike, and when it lights up the cloud, it looks like a devilish face, like an undead face for like a quick moment, and that's what he sees. He doesn't react to it. He just, is transfixed by it for a second, and then it's gone.
How does he feel then about making the trip up I can't remember the name of the pass is. Redhorn Pass? Is that right?
That sounds right.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Redhorn Pass.
Redhorn, yeah.
That's fucking stuck up here. It's like resin. Boom. Totally useless.
I think he feels like this is why he was called upon. Not just by specific entities in the world, but like beyond the world, to be part of this fellowship. So he knows why he's here now. He can see it.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then what I'd like you guys to do is, I think, I'm just double checking here. I think there isn't a skill list on the screen, unfortunately.
No, I don't think so.
Failing grade.
So for travel?
Nope.
Here we go. But I can go to the back of the book here. Here we are. I would like among Oswald, Findemir, and Dagmar, pick somebody to make an awareness check, please.
Not Dagmar.
Yeah, I'm
Might
not
be
great
you as
either.
well. Oh, really?
I'm a one.
right.
I'm a winner.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm better than that. I'm 2, but not favored.
Okay.
All right.
It's a reminder, we're
Ready?
playing the rules we're playing with. You can spend luck after your roll, because
Right.
yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay. Cool. Here we go.
All right,
First roll of the session.
Here we go.
Yeah. Oh.
And it's an ISL run. Mwah!
Yeah, as appropriate.
Wow.
Funny how that happens.
Graham, I can't actually see your
Game.
camera right now. Let me get reconnect to
Oh,
myself.
I see, Graham.
Do you? Okay, hold on. It's probably my side.
I cannot see Graham. Yeah.
I see Graham again. I see everybody. Here we go. Okay. All right. So that means the eye is going to increase. Okay.
Right off the bat.
It's looking good.
Yep.
Bodes
Gotta
well
keep it
for a trip
interesting.
into Moria, guys. I tell you. So what you could do though. Okay, wait. The Sauron, the Eye of Sauron counts as a 1, but it's not an auto fail, right? It's just a
Only if you're weary.
If you're weary.
right. If you're
yes,
weary,
right.
so you could spend hope because you. I guess first thing is take a look and see if you've got a distinctive feature that would apply, because you would get 2 dice for the 1 spend of hope.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, depends on what exactly is going on. But the only thing that even makes any well, I'm tall, so I don't know if that it is something that where I'm looking at and I'm seeing.
You're trying to see something in the wild. I think you would get if you spend a point of hope. I'll give you 2 just because this is more of a ranger thing.
Okay. Let's do it then. I'll spend a point of hope. Let me just take that off my character.
Yeah, your
there we
blue
go.
bar is your hope, I think.
Mm.
Okay.
Yep.
So give us a roll 2d6 then, and you're gonna need
Okay,
just 3
yeah.
points.
Just 3, yeah.
There you go.
Got one of them.
All right. So what you find as you guys are making your way up is Findemir, you are the one who notices that there are a great deal of orc tracks around here. And while I don't think Oswald or Dagmar, do either of you have hunting or a great deal of hunting?
I have a 2. Dagmar has a 2.
Okay.
1.
1. Dagmar, give us a... is it inspired when you're rolling with an extra dice?
Yeah. Or the
Yeah.
favored would be, if you're favored, then you roll 2 d12s. If you,
Yeah, make a favored roll with hunting, please. See if you remember something from last time you were here.
Nope. I don't remember anything.
Oh, you
Wow,
terms are
really?
14. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
So you're 5 off?
No, I'm not gonna.
Okay.
It's been a while.
You have
Been here,
17 hope, don't you?
Yeah, I got a lot of hope.
Okay.
Okay.
Hoard it.
Trolling.
So that's what you find, Findamir, is there is a great deal of orc tracks that are here.
I think in that moment, like I've kind of, followed them a bit. I've kneeled down. I've literally tasted some of the dirt to see if I could figure out something more about how long ago and, where they came from.
You didn't
that
get
sort
a
of thing.
magic success. So
Yeah, this is just more flavor.
yeah, what you can tell is that they have been, it's definitely this season. Like the spring has come. The snows for others may not seem noticeably melted as you're making your way up the Redhorn Pass, and then particularly to the higher elevations. But it certainly is here, so they're not as bad as they are in the heart of winter. But there's a great deal of orcs that seem to be about, and they seem to be, as you're making your way up the pass, it seems as if they are hunting more so than patrolling, because they don't seem to be there's not duplicate sets of tracks tracking back and forth over the same thing. You are hitting one place and then they seem to be going off elsewhere into the wild. They're roving.
All I say to my companions is, after doing all that, is orcs, many, on the hunt. Be wary.
And this is what you find as you continue up. Following the directions given you by Nimloth. Nimloth? I think that was his name, right? Nimloth, yeah. You are able to find the very off the kind of pathway to travel to the hidden vale where they're located. And it is precisely as we've talked about before that you find when you reach Tarlok's Vale here. And what am I doing here? Paste. Boom. When you reach here, you see that there is a small village with a number of active free folk who are down below, men and women, children even, playing amongst this area. And you see smoke coming from a mighty Lord's Hall from far down below as well. Your eyes, I think, even can easily, though you spent much time in the wilds and among the ruins of Men, the forgotten successor kingdom of Arnor. But you can tell that the ruins that are here, while the dwellings down below most certainly belong to men, the ruins, in particular that kind of hunched, broken structure up on the hill to the left, is most definitely not human, not made by men, by Durin's folk, perhaps dwarves, or maybe the elves. It is difficult to tell because it is so broken down. I think that word comes to the rest of you guys. Unsurprisingly, folks keep a close eye on the pass leading down into Tarlok's Vale. So word comes to all of you that there are strangers coming down. 3 of them. Not orcs. So
Amleth jumps up and says, "Let's have a look," and goes to the door.
I think as you guys make your way out, you can assume the path seems to kind of go... It's not easy access directly to Tarlok's Hall, so you kind of have to go down into the village itself and then make your way up into here. But by the time you guys are down here, there is a small cluster of folks who live here. I can't remember, the tussle-headed folk, I think is what he calls them. They call themselves the
Cloudy Head people?
Cloudy Head folk, yeah. So the Cloudy Head folk come out to greet you, and Oswald and Dagmar, among them, you see at least 3 friendly faces. Or faces you recognize.
Yeah, not friendly.
Mm. And Findamir, you do see among these people as well, you were told that there was a dwarf among the companions you were coming to meet. James, we haven't heard. What would be the impression that Vig makes on Findamir?
Oh, he's a grumpy lad. It's there's no confusing Vig with the ray of sunshine. It's he's saying, "No, so you've arrived then, late as usual." It's but you can see that some of the villagers are still quite fond of the old grump.
Yeah.
All his 61 years. He's a fierce lad, and loves his lore and loves his travel. But grumpy, he has quite a fierce aspect to him.
Mm. So, as you guys come down, Oswald and Dagmar, who's the first person you greet?
Probably, well, see, I think Dagmar would greet probably Amaleth.
Okay. And Oswald?
I was trying to remember who was with us. I think he probably had a slightly better connection with Gwyndor last time. So
Gwyndor is, I believe, the one who drove off that wraith.
Yeah, so I think it'd be big smiles. He'd have a little jog over and give him an embrace. Good to see you, old friend.
I'll be a little bit sort of cautious with the embrace, but I shall sort of firmly shake your arm and, well met, Oswald. We have need of your skills in the fell places that we are to travel.
Okay. Yep. I can help.
What gifts do you think you guys have brought from the House of Lord Elrond? Is there anything that you think would be brought to Harton Amblaith or Gwyndor?
Oh, I mean, it's not from the House of Elrond, but should definitely tosses a wineskin full of Lake Town Stout to Amlaith.
There you go.
Well appreciated. Thank you, Dagmar.
Yes, still cold, that mountain.
I'll immediately take a draft of it.
Okay. Yeah. And Oswald?
Maybe it'll make the dwarf smile.
Yeah, I think we'd have taken some food from there for travelling. So something they're more accustomed to, I guess, elven food. Whether it be some sort of limbus bread or, I don't know, something they're more used to that I would share with them what's left.
So there's some treat from Lord Elrond's kitchens, Gwyndor. Yeah. His halls of lore are much vaunted, as is his skill in healing, but sometimes it's underappreciated, the genius work that can be done in Elrond's kitchens. Findamir, it looks like the only two that you are familiar with are Amlaith and Gwyndor. I think you expected to see the two of them, and I'm not sure that you guys knew that Findamir would be the one accompanying them, so
no.
What do you guys say when you see Findamir among them?
I'll go over and with surprised eyes and say, your companionship has been missed, my young friend.
And I reach out and clasp hands with Emily. It's good to see you again.
How did you find yourself here?
Well, some say that these things happen for a reason, but in actuality, they needed a guide to get them here. So Lord Elrond proposed that I might lead them back to you all.
Well, he is wise, and I think your guiding hand may be needed again for what we sit atop of right now.
Yes, and I have seen signs of many orcs nearby. Have you encountered any?
Did we, Kevin? I don't believe that.
No.
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 Moria.
If you'd like to give us a hunting check, Gwindor or Amlath.
Okay. Or just one of us. Is that right?
You guys can both do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not the best of hunters, so I will defer to Amlath.
Okay. That is why
There
they
you
put
go.
Gangdofs on these things.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
12 on the nose. Okay, so Amlath, you're quite certain that there was no, there was no tracks of orcs that you saw, at least when you made the 2 ascents that you made up here. At least certainly not what Findemir is discussing. So if they're out and hunting, that's not what you saw before.
And how long ago was that, Kevin, would you say?
The last time you
Roughly?
made the ascent would have been 3 months ago. And the one prior to that, I think, was either 3 or 6 months.
Well, that is disturbing because 3 months ago that was not the case. I'm fairly confident.
No.
Those are fresher than that.
This does not bode well.
Hmm.
And I think I turned to Gwindor and I give him a look like a slight smile, which is, abnormal for Findemir. Gwindor, you yet still live. Glad to see it.
And our purpose has all the more hope with your arrival.
I do what I can.
We have much need of your skills.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
I'll give Findemore a stern look and I'll say a rhyme about orcs that Amlath knows, but Sean does not. Like a learning rhyme.
Yeah. I nod, I think. Taking it in.
Okay. What else? Or what do you guys wish to do now? You've made your greeting. You've exchanged information. If you would, let me see here. I think we may have a rumor that has been brought back with you as well.
Cool.
Sauron, or Sauron, is always active. Yep. I thought there was a rumors chart in here. There is in Moria, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Moria, it's such a well done book. Like you even getting ready for the session again.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they've done a really good job of putting all the books kind of together, and that you can use multiple. Some things in like the Ruins of Eriador can lead to. Ruins of the Lost Realm can lead into Moria. There's, and it's definitely very sandboxy and has, players have a lot of agency in where they can go and what they can do.
And that's really it. Nice. Yeah, like the honestly, there was a review I read of some friends who, like, the game came in and then they had a weekend game together. They're like, let's give this a try. And it was the picking up the book and getting going immediately and just kind of playing where you're going. That is so different from the way, or at least the approach in the first edition. It feels much more sandboxy, and that feels, from a GM's side of the screen too, that itself is a lot of fun because you're being surprised by stuff. You're not just going through rote. The other thing I was going to mention too is, now that we've got the introductions, this is I think a great example of Findemir seems already like such a different character from Amlath, and it's a real strength of this game, in that you can have two characters from the same culture. They're going to be very different characters, so long as you're not picking the exact same thing. So,
right.
Then, what you will have learned, Findemir, is that the well, I guess for one, there's the orc thing. You may want to bring that to Tarlock He may wish to weigh in on that. And if he's going to weigh in on that, I think there's a safe bet that Vesna may wish to weigh in on that as well.
Yeah.
We can, look for a seek an audience. We'll seek an audience with a with one of those inside.
Okay. I think
We can
you will
arrange
have
such things.
a proper audience with both of them. So do you wish to discuss strategy of what you wish to do as well before you have your meeting with Tarlock? What do you guys intend on doing?
Desperately trying to recall what we'd probably discussed in December of what we wanted to do. Was it to go back? I would go back in, I'm sure, immediately.
I think you haven't been to this part of Moria yet. You've started at the peak where Diran's Tower is, and down in, you encountered a fair bit of orcs, ran away. And then I think you were scouting out other potential routes of access, and you happened to stumble across this place.
I feel like he even tried to go down twice into Moria.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay. Then twice you have ventured into the deep dark, open and empty-handed as of yet.
Indeed. It was picked over, I have written down.
I think you have not yet fully explored, too. You guys turned back when the dwarves were there. There was other options you could do, but it would be triggering encounters, and I think you had some unlucky dice rolls.
But we had been lucky and found our sanctuary in there.
True.
We had our secret room.
Yeah.
So I think Oswald.
Oh,
found
that's
it.
right. Yeah.
You have your burglar to thank for treasure seeker. For then, what is the plan, guys? You have cleared out a path that you don't know where it goes, but there is a path that goes through the Hall of the Gods, somewhere down into Moria. I think the concern you had was that, or at least the concern that was expressed by Tarlock and Vesna in particular, was that if you accidentally stir up trouble in Moria and flee back this way, they may come looking.
Yeah.
What do you think it means that there are orcs on the hunt?
Well, they're looking for someone or something. Surely.
Yeah, you wouldn't, if it was normal hunting, you wouldn't think they would need to rove so broadly. They're looking for either someone in particular or some category, some threat, maybe
burglars
us, maybe they're
burglars and treasure hunters, I suspect.
Indeed. There's word of our travel, perhaps, is the unfortunate possible truth of it.
One of the things that Finnemer can say is he was unable, if he's told that there are at least two factions of orcs active in Moria, the ones from Mordor and the orcs of the Misty Mountains, you were not able to tell the difference between which was tracking here. So, though, if you had access to, the white or the eye is a pretty noticeable sign of allegiance, right? So, in fact, do you guys recall this, which faction that Har's orcs seem to be allied with?
I thought they were from Mordor.
I think that's correct.
Yeah, because he had like had a different type of accent than like Iron Hill or Erebor or even Blue Mountain dwarves.
Yeah.
So they were servants of the Red Eye.
Yeah.
Perhaps they became aware of your incursions and have exited the Black Pit to hunt you down.
That would seem the most likely explanation, indeed.
So unless you knew about Tarlock's Hall, who could have possibly survived a winter on Caradhras?
Our friend, I would assume, the Red Hand. No? Would he?
Daz is at the foot. He's near the.
He's at the foot.
Yeah. He's not up here. He's way down. So.
Gotcha. Who could survive it?
The point being is nobody.
Okay.
Right.
See, no wonder I couldn't think of anyone.
Like, unless
no
you're living underneath, in Moria, there's no. I point that out to say, why would they be looking if there's no conceivable way that you would be able to live up there? Tarlock's Hall seems to have escaped the attention of the orcs, so they don't know that there are men living on their mountain.
It is called Turlock's Vale, I will say.
Yeah. Just look at it on a map, guys. Come on. Pull up, Google Middle Earth, and you'll... What?
Interesting.
Yeah. So the point being is that if they're hunting, you guys went in there, and it would make sense that they may give pursuit for you 3 or 6 months ago when you guys actually went in there, but they wouldn't come out in the spring and be like, okay, these guys are for sure still going to be here.
Yeah.
Unless
And
someone else. Go ahead, George.
Sorry, Cam. Go ahead. I was just wondering how far I saw the tracks from here.
From here,
Leagues,
this
or-
is fairly far off the path. I actually don't remember if you guys saw tracks or you just happened to stumble across this thing. It might have been a magical success that got access to this place in the first place, but this is definitely the pass that you would use, the Redhorn Pass, to make your way over into the Dimmerl Dale on the far side. That was where they were moving. Once you got off and started making your way towards Tarlock's Vale, there weren't more orc tracks. So the orcs do not seem to have discovered this place, for one, and if they are hunting, they're either much more, carefully concealed, getting closer to here, or they haven't been looking here.
Yes. So one thing we can be clear on is that if there are that many orcs, they're not hunting stag. Sorry, Gwendor.
It's likely.
No, I was just checking. Are we now sort of more on the mount or in the eaves of the Mount of Calebdil, if we have passed beyond Caradras?
You're further north, I believe, in the Misty Mountains.
Further north.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So
you
kind
still are
of
definitely
out of the way.
Yeah, under the gaze of Caradras, most certainly, but
Right. To the pass of Dimril Stair.
yeah, you're sort of north off of that. So
Okay.
to make your way
Cool.
back to the pass that leads down into the Dimril Dale, you would be heading south to get back onto the Redhorn Pass, and then heading south, east.
Yes. Got you. Okay.
Did any of our ranger friends notice any other footprints? Maybe not orcs. Anyone else travelled these ways in the last 3-6 months?
Findamir didn't notice it as of yet. And when Amlath came up here, he didn't recall seeing any other tracks, but it's been 6 months since you last really made your way up and down here. Daz isn't going to be climbing up here. And if Daz may know if there's anyone else who has been supplied, but...
He did have many ponies, as if he had other visitors.
That would be one explanation. A lame running joke might be another one, but who can tell? Who can tell what the reality is of his ever-increasing stable of seemingly unnecessary ponies? So...
Ponies are good.
The ponies are very good. Thank you, Vig.
Then we must find, to protect this village, we must find another way back, should we require to come back, so that we do not lead them to this place. So we may know our way in. We know 2 ways in. We do not have them connected.
But if this passageway was blocked, surely there'd be no one there. If it's blocked, it'll be safe, won't it?
Yes, I say we go in, block it behind us, and seek out the shadow in Moria.
I didn't say that. But
We shall find what we're looking for,
Right.
I am sure. and if necessary, the shadow will find us.
So Gwindor, Vig, and Amleth, you have had the entire season with Tarlok and his people. What plans have you been making then? Having now completed the clearing out of the passage, you do seem to have... It's not going to be easy going by any means, but where in Moria is easy going. But you will have a way of trying to access hopefully, the Dwardelf. Is that what the plan is? Just to stock up and head down? Or does this development on the surface merit any investigation or any concern?
Certainly concerned, but it's probably unlikely to change our course of action, I would think, at this point. It's not enough to keep us from delving again, I would think.
There's not much we can do about it.
Right. It's not going to go away. It's unlikely to go away.
Is that very Ranger of you?
To want to keep proceeding down? Oh, you mean like not seeking of exactly why they're hunting? Like who exactly they're looking for?
I just question whether whether knowing that the orcs are out hunting something, whether it's a thing that you would not spare any further investigation. If you don't have the information, my point more being is that, sometimes I would expect Rangers would have to go out and find and explore things rather than just wait for things to happen.
I mean, certainly if the choice was between staying here and seeking out the orcs, then seeking out the orcs would be an easy answer. But if the choice is between seeking out the orcs or continue our exploration as planned, I think that's a more difficult... That's not as obvious.
Yeah, and I'm not suggesting that one is the correct answer, one way or the other. I question whether it is something that you would just cast aside, like, it's not a real problem right now.
Well, I mean, it could be a problem, though, Amleth. I mean, it could... If the orcs hunt enough, they could find their way here. And that would be a danger to all these people.
Did you get an idea of the numbers, Findamir, when you saw the tracks? Was it more like a dozen or more like 100?
And the age of the tracks.
I think there were many. I could not make a specific determination of the exact numbers, but a hunting party. I wouldn't say a hunter or two.
Yeah.
But I agree. This is an evil that cannot be abided, cannot be allowed to roam these lands at will.
And not an army either. But also, to take the other side of it too, Amleth, this is very out of the way. There are generations of people here who have not been discovered by generations of orcs that have lived in Moria. So, yeah, maybe there's some orcs out hunting, but they probably are not the first party to go out. But they, and they're the folk of, or the cloudy-headed folk, have yet to be discovered by the orcs. So,
well, we could at least reconnaissance and see if we can determine whether it's a number we can take down. Get a better idea.
At the very least, perhaps it will give us some understanding of why they feel so emboldened to walk in groups of this size.
Indeed, we perhaps we go back to the last place you found tracks and try to track them from there. While they're as fresh as they are, whatever time frame that is.
That sounds good to me.
All right,
let's do that. I think.
Do we think we are Oh, sorry, Gwindor. Are we returning here? Are we returning here after we do this reconnaissance? Should everyone come with us?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think you have yet to tell your hosts of this as well.
Yeah. After that, for sure. For certain, we will fill them in.
Okay.
They can be watchful.
All right. So then, with that in mind, if you asked for an audience with Chieftain Tarlok, he has 3 new people who has yet to meet, who you have to present to Chieftain Findamir. So I think that is an appropriate way for you to introduce yourselves to him and to get his leave that you'll be staying here? He no doubt has agreed with Nimloth to have more people come, but, you know, Vesna is a bit of a stickler for proper protocol, as you may recall. So
everyone is more courteous than I. So who is our?
So shall I introduce them then?
Okay.
I'd go along and.
So once again, because it's a big event and there's a lot of, you know, it's a big event when new people come, particularly another ranger and 2 people from so far off who look so different from the folk of Tarlock's Vale. It's a full hall when you guys are brought in. Vig, what is your plans for your introduction of your new companions?
I think I would arrange in advance to see the chieftain. Make sure to make it a formal affair, and then introduce them with a brief description of their valorous past.
Nice.
As I know it.
Okay.
So I will.
So let's. So, do you want them to come in like, you know, dressed? They're cleaned up from the road and coming in with their best, whatever.
Yeah, I'll wait till they're scrubbed up a bit.
Okay. Then Dagmar, Oswald, and Findemir, what is the presentation you make as you guys are led into the packed hall of Chieftain Tarlock and his people?
I think first of all, just in terms of my look, I am cleaned up because I was covered in mud and grime and sweat. But you know, still my gear and stuff looks very well weathered, a little bit tattered. Even though I might look young, it's clear my gear would suggest I'm older than I look.
Is your flute quite nice, or is it kind of a functional thing that your mother had that was just passed along to you?
I mean, I imagine that it's sort of a functional wooden flute that she made while, you know, on the road at some points.
Okay. Oswald and Dagmar, how about yourselves?
Well, this is where, as Oswald normally comes into his own, he's got his lovely linen shirt, and he's pretty heavy on the courtesy, and he's quite well travelled. So I think he's going to try and give it all the bows and any sort of insight into any sort of I don't know what's the procedure in this part of the land sort of thing. So he's going to try and, you know, use all his knowledge and any sort of symbols of good gestures towards the Lord or anything, bows, courtesies of
Why don't you
any sort.
Oswald, give us a courtesy check, please. This will not play to this roll. If you are going to do that, I'm curious if you might be able to pick up something here.
Nice.
Nice. Holy 17. Holy hell.
That's right. I'm reminded we're looking for 6s and success dice, aren't we? That's the.
For the magic successes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's trying to rack his brain for a phrase that they might use.
So
and
what you're picking up, they actually. So the woodsman of Mirkwood. Curiously, these people have a lot of similar cultural, you know, euphemisms. There's things in their clothing that really remind you of folk you've met from Mirkwood.
So she'll try and deploy that knowledge, either wear some sort of flower that might be common or anything that can try and give me a little bit of an edge.
Okay. And what about you, Dagmar?
Well, I don't know if Oswald's going to tell her that yet, since she would probably know or have talked with the.
Oh yeah, I'll pass that information on, definitely.
Yeah, so she will likewise do that. I mean, she's wearing her cape of authority that was probably tucked away in her bags, and you know, she's probably has looks through her packs to find an appropriate gift that they would appreciate, and definitely is very courteous and promises generosity.
If you're from Lake Town, perhaps
Yep.
some kind of like scrimshandered little object or something like that.
Right. Yeah. She is generous as one of her features, and she's always gonna probably have trinkets and all that kind of stuff to
Okay.
give out to folks.
So this is the trio of strangers who are brought before Tarlok's court, such as it is. And Tarlok, obviously, he's talked to you a little bit since you guys came in, but this is the formal presentation. So he, when you walk in, he nods favorably, and each one of you gets the joy of enjoying the stink eye from Vesna as you're coming in. More outsiders. And then Vig, what do you say?
I see. So these are three fine heroes coming here to assist us, and hopefully can be of assistance to the town itself, and to help us clear away, clear the filth away from underneath. They have esteemed people that I've had a chance to work with too, and the third comes highly recommended. So I would beg the favor of your welcome and protection here, and they will try and provide you good friendship and support in return.
You see Vesna, it looks like she's about to say something, and the chieftain, Tarlok, speaks before she can get things going, saying, Vig, friend dwarf, your companions are welcome. We appreciate the introductions that you have provided, and we look forward to friendship between these further strangers from far off places, and please make yourselves welcome in my home and among my people. There's kind of a titter amongst the crowd. And Tarlok says, is there any news you bring of the wider world?
That's
I look to you guys to see. I'm taking your lead.
Probably Findamir, you should, as a ranger, I think you should.
I think we both probably turn and look at Vindemir.
Yeah.
I nod. I take a step forward, give a nod of my head to the chieftain and to Vesna. I'm Findamir, son of Haladin. I come from the north. On our way, we saw signs of orc prowling, hunting through the Redhorn Pass. Are you aware of such evil on your doorstep?
He looks at Vig and then looks back at you. We are aware that orcs infest these lands, but you mean, and she looks over at Amlath, is this unusual?
Yeah, we saw no sign of this as of 3 months ago. So, unfortunately, this seems rather fresh.
Vesna says, Doom! They bring doom upon us! Tarlok says, I trust that in your wisdom, precautions were taken to avoid them following you to our home.
They did not backtrack in any of the trail that I saw.
Patrolling,
They headed,
or not patrolling, hunting.
not patrolling, hunting, looking for someone or something. Do you have any idea what that might be?
None of our folk have left the village or are missing?
I think they are unaware of your village, I would suggest, based on what I did see. I think you are relatively safe for the moment, although it's always possible they may stumble upon your veil here, no matter how hidden it may be. Which is why we have discussed hunting down these orcs ourselves.
And he looks at Vig, Amlath, and Gwindor. You have walked the dark halls of Moria. If we hunt these orcs and eliminate them, I trust more will take their place.
More.
Certainly ultimately there are more orcs than we can dispatch, but seeing what we can learn of them and taking them out is likely a step in the right direction. I think it is probably prudent to deal with what we can.
It concerns me that they may be hunting something or someone. Little lives in these slopes that would interest orcs. Do you think more such as you have braved the long dark?
We've seen no sign of that.
No.
You mean like if perhaps they're looking for another?
He's wondering whether more people like you have gone down into Moria. Oop. So I got a doorbell, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might be Sauron.
That'd be unfortunate.
Yeah. Kevin keeps mentioning Sauron, so
He does.
it's on his mind for some reason.
Yeah, some foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is occurring.
I think he's got other people for that. I don't think he visits himself.
You're probably right.
We hope. That'd be nice.
Anna's new comics arrived.
Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
She's a big comic fan.
She's a big comics fan. Yeah.
That's great.
There's a guy, actually, I'll share it with you guys on Discord when I get them unpacked, but it's a Canadian guy who I found on Blue Sky. There's what's his name? There's a comic called Lake of Fire. That's just fucking awesome one about basically like a medieval setting, but an alien spaceship crashes there with these horrible fucking things on it. So imagine kind of like Aliens, but set in the medieval era with this fantastic kind of like Lean Claire Tintin style art. And the guy who does the art on that, this guy is similar to that, and it's another kind of like hunting monsters in the medieval era thing. But he's a Canadian artist as well, and I mentioned to him like, "Oh, this looks awesome! I'll get these books." And I mentioned the other guy who apparently does a pinup in it for it too. So the influence is there. So Anna, which is a long way of saying Anna's very excited to read these.
Yeah, and you did mention earlier that we might run into a predator here. So
Exactly.
now I'm getting the connection.
Yeah. Lake of Fire is fucking awesome. It's a really good book. But so we were talking about these orcs and the fruitlessness of trying to kill all orcs in Moria, and the question he had was whether there may be more Delvers who have braved the long dark.
Always possible. Moria is known, of course, but we didn't see any signs 3 months ago.
Vig can remember that his king has forbade anyone from going in here.
So if we look for these orcs, it possibly could reveal even different information, like other other companies that have perhaps is attempting to scale. We might come across it since there is new information out there apparently with Findamir's findings of these orc tracks. Maybe we find something else.
Or
Vesna,
indeed,
go ahead, Gwendor. Sorry.
treasure hunters.
Say it again.
I smile.
Gwendor?
Sorry, Graham. I
Just
was
say,
talking over you.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was talking over you. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I just said at that point, sort of Gwyndor will probably just say, or perhaps treasure hunters, and he'll smile broadly, and his eyes will sort of flick towards Oswald and back again.
He adjusts his ermine collar.
Looks behind him.
Vesna says, "We have survived countless kings, remaining hidden and not stirring up orcs. Your kind, I know of your kind. You are the leftovers of forgotten kingdoms. Your time has passed. Do not bring ruin onto new kingdoms, Dunedain." And Tarlok says, "These are guests, Vesna. Enough." And she says, "But they would bring them down on us. One orc leaves, and one orc brings the rest down on us. All of Moria." And she kind of launches into or she's about to launch into a bit of a, hellfire and brimstone. The orcs are waiting to spill out. She's been waiting for the moment to launch into this tirade since you guys started digging the first stone out from the passage into Moria. If anyone would like to try and preempt this, you
As
can.
long as it doesn't require a courtesy roll.
I have an idea.
Go ahead. What
So
are you
do I,
thinking?
but it's
I
not a
have-
good one.
I have Enhearten, which can bolster people's morale. And if she's talking about doom and bringing fire, then I can counter that with no. I mean, this is a hidden, well protected vale. We've braved these mountains and been triumphant. We will do so again.
Love it. Give us an Enhearten roll with a +1 dice. Or don't put a plus sign in.
Okay. Right.
I could,
Good thing we have
really,
people like Dagmar.
I could really undo all this in a minute.
Oh, why would you do that?
Well,
look at
Look at
that.
that wall.
Great
I'm
success.
saying nothing. I'm saying nothing.
Dagmar, so when she starts getting into this thing, what do you step forward and your words stir this, perhaps it's your, as you're, with every stride you take forward, your wonderful cape kind of billows out even more, suggesting if not the kings, the great captains of old, who would lead these fights against them and would man the walls. If the kids have heard the legends of Minas Tirith, they may even picture you on those white walls.
I mean, more than likely, she would bring up, Bard and the tale of smiting the dragon. So, right, since she's from Lake Town, so we smoked a dragon. Our humble folk from Lake Town. We are your cousins and our kinsmen of ours. We can triumph against these things of foulness.
I think Vesna, with a great success, Vesna tries to say something about, you would bring the fight to them, and it's sort of drowned out by the cheers of the people. So she has had kind of that, she's been waiting 3 months to try and cause this shit and just had it absolutely cut out from under her by a stranger. Vig, I think you have a full sense of the dynamic that has just happened here as well. You were the one sort of leading this audience.
Yep. So I think it'd be Lady Vesna, your care for the people and for the town does you great credit. But I think my friend here has expressed that we can come here to do no harm, and that one day there's a great and brighter future for all.
Tarlok says, "You see, the cloudy-headed folk, once again, find allies among the peoples of men.
And dwarves.
And your fine folk as well, Veek. How could we forget you? And the elder folk as well, Gwindor.
Yes.
There has been none of my line who has had... I've heard tales of you rangers. I can say that my dealings with both of you has proven those rumors to be incorrect and unfounded. You have great wisdom and great courage, not only to bring your strangers here, but you are the credit, or a credit, to the line of wisdom that dates back to the Fallen Isle, Amlath. Gwindor, Findamir, Amlath, if I could impose, I would welcome your counsel. What would you have us do?
I think Amlath, maybe you'd have noticed that, like, during her tirade, my hand kind of clenched around my hilt of my sword. Not that I was going to pull the sword out at all, but just like the anger of like, and wanting to respond, and almost about to say something when Dagmar thankfully got in there and like smoothed things over, calmed things down before I made it much worse.
Yeah, and Gwindor is not, all this talk of rings and whatnot. It is not lost on you that these folk are quick to forget. There is a reason for caution of the stranger. So if
Amlath has some rhymes in mind for Findamir later.
So perhaps if you did that, Findamir, maybe Gwindor could see the tension in that, and
yeah. So I mean, without going into the story of Maeglin and the fall of Gondolin, the hidden elvish kingdom that was lost because strangers were introduced to it, he senses this is not the time for that story. But he would probably actually sort of say, he would endorse Dagmar's comments that true of heart will win through. And yet I would also say that Vesna speaks wisely. There is always risk. When the servants of the Red Eye travel the hills and mountains thereabouts, we would do nothing to bring them upon you. But there is risk, and it is risk that you know of because you have lived in the shadow of it for so long.
The orcs of the Red Eye, they are a new shadow that falls upon here. Different from those faced by my predecessors.
Yes. So it is conceivable that the enemy is not one, but there are factions, and what they hunt may even be amongst themselves for all that we know at this present juncture. The powers of these mountains, the orcs within, and the powers of the Red Eye far to the south. They may contend for something, and it may not be you. I trust that it is not.
You are saying they are unhappy companions, these servants of the shadow.
That is correct. They do not speak with one voice. They do not have one purpose, except ultimately to follow the sort of darker shadow that we know of.
You see, Vesna, the wisdom of the elder folk. And perhaps where there is weakness in their discord, alliances is where we can find strength. What would you counsel me do then, Men of the North?
I feel like you should not let me talk.
We should. I think we should be proactive look into this. At least judge their numbers. Perhaps we will get more information on their intent, and hopefully be able to take them down and stem their hunting wanderings. And if there is anything else to be learned, like perhaps another company coming to delve, that we'll learn something about that too, if it exists.
Right.
I whisper to Amlath, and this is the lineage of men.
Shh.
Gwyndir sort of looking doubtful of this enterprise.
Gwindor, what would you counsel? Your insight into the shadow and that which dwells within Moria.
I would ask a question of you, and perhaps to Vesna too.
Eh?
How greatly do you trust the secrecy of your home?
Trust or value? Says Desna.
Both.
It is paramount. Secrecy is what has kept us and our line safe.
And
Tarlock nods. She speaks true.
Good. Then if you feel secure here, away from the prying eyes, even from the prying red eye itself, then long may that continue. And perhaps, rather than stirring up trouble in your near borders, we should instead focus on our task at hand, which is to plumb the depths of the deep, as we have discussed with you already.
He would bring them from beneath us and above, says Vesna. Tarlock says, I do not think that is what he proposes.
They are like a weed. If we do not destroy them now, they will return in ever greater numbers.
Return to here?
Perhaps. They have ventured closer than before, it seems. Do you not wish us to make your village even safer?
Will it? Fenderbear?
Even if they stray but little from their path, they may find this hidden veil, and it'll be hidden no longer.
There's a little bit of murmuring in the crowd.
Somebody better get Finnemer out of here.
Or Gwindor.
Gwindor
Trying to undermine
interviewing Vindemir is probably not what we're looking for on the...
Vig, you can.
What do you think, Gwyn?
Vig is the one who is, I think, the envoy, isn't he? As a calling. So you may have a sense of that there is a... we speak of discord and alliances, and it seems, Vig, that there is a discord emerging among your colleagues. Can you bring the voice back or the proposal back to a singular direction?
And I think, Vig, you probably know that I'm really more talking to Vesna, but I know that I'm not supposed to, so I'm kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
James?
Yeah. I'm not sure. No, please go on, Finn.
I think, can we not agree at least to gather information, irrespective of our action against these orcs? Let's try to find them and ascertain what we can about them, at the very least. This would seem to be the lowest risk, it'd be my preference to dispatch them, Lord Turlock. But
those
our
that
chieftain,
walk above, those that walk below, or both?
well, we'd primarily search, at least for now, for the for those that hunt above, and gather information about them. I would like to dispatch them, but if you prefer, we can simply gather information and bring it back. Or we can dispatch them if the opportunity arises.
The gods of my people have deemed me worthy of wearing the mantle of chieftain. The gods of my people watch only over our valley. And they and I are limited in our knowledge of what occurs beyond its sheltering hands. You and your brethren have walked darker places than any in my vale, and have returned. I trust that whatever may be lurking outside of our veil, that you, as friends of our people and of my court, will exercise due judgment in keeping us, your friends, safe, relying on that knowledge of the wider world. Vesna seems displeased by this, but does not contradict her chieftain. If you find these things, I trust you will know how best to address it and whatever they are hunting. And he turns to Vesna as if to correct or mollify her. Not mollify is not the right word. But he says, these ones, they know better. They have been to the long dark. If there are others who are coming, the orcs will stir. The shadow grows. Study the maps. See how far the eye extends. We cannot pretend that the shadow will not continue to grow, nor rely on only the graces of our gods to keep us safe. You can hear Vesna whisper, "Blasphemy." He turns back to you. Whether above or below, I trust you will not bring harm to your friends. Do as you deem best.
Very good. We will leave forthwith. Gives the chieftain a nod.
He says, there are those among my people. While we may not be warriors, we are hunters, and we watch. They may share what that knowledge they have from previous seasons of the orcs they have seen, though they only walk the mountains at night. What knowledge they have, it may be of assistance to you.
Very good. We will seek their knowledge before we depart.
Dagmar, Oswald, Findemir, welcome. You are my friends, and that though you are friends of my people, everyone is a little more excited now in the hall. Unless there's anything else you guys wish to ask or discuss or bring before Vesna or Tarlock. Then Vesna is the first one to storm out of the hall, perhaps unsurprisingly. But otherwise, there's a small little welcome for Dagmar, Oswald, and Fintamir. As you guys drift amongst either yourselves or the others, what do you guys wish to do?
I'm just going to turn and walk out, and on my way say, let's hunt some orc.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will seek a name that I should talk to. You know, whether it's directly from the chieftain or maybe a close staff. You know, of one of his folk.
Yeah. So I think what I'll do is I'll treat it basically like as if you've got like a limited distinctive feature. So talking to them, those of you who hunt, like Amleth, Gwindor, Fintamir, you guys will probably be able to ask and interrogate specific questions about what to look for, what kind of markings they do, what they've seen before. You'll effectively have a distinctive trait you'll be able to draw on. So if you spend hope, you'll get 2 dice instead of 1. There'll be some basic knowledge you guys get.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay. Anything else you wish?
Just supplies. You know, we'll make sure the usual type of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Okay.
Indeed.
Then, guys, it is shockingly
Jeez.
already our mid-session break. So why don't we take a 5-minute break right now, then we'll come back. And what was it that you proposed, Fendamir?
Let's hunt some orc.
Yep, that I think is what we're doing when we get back. So for those listening at home, back in about 5 minutes.
What's that?
All right. Okay. So I think we're slowly getting back here. Trying to find. Where is it? Oh, if anyone, I think you guys are in a safe place right now. So if anyone wishes to draw on the fellowship pool to refresh hope, there are 7 points in the fellowship pool right now. So you are free to draw on that.
Winda, you're down by 2. So are you, Oswald.
Hope, yeah. I don't
I'm
have
down
a
by
lot.
1. Should we top everybody up at this point, guys? What do you think?
At least give Gwindor 1 because he only has 7. But...
Okay,
Yep.
Okay,
done.
so
Thank you.
your fellowship pool is 6, and then does Oswald or Findemir wish to top up as well?
I'm okay for now. I mean, I have a decent amount to begin with.
Yeah, I've got quite a lot as well. So
Okay. Then tell us what the hunt for the orcs is going to be like then, guys. What is the approach you wish to use here? And I think we can once again make use of our visual
I would
aid.
say that I automatically see Amleth as a superior in terms of stature and experience and knowledge. So I'm kind of taking, my cue from what you think, Sean. I'm happy to carry out the orders, but I always defer to people with more knowledge, like all of you guys.
It's a wise plan. If something goes wrong, you have someone else to blame.
That's right. I know what I'm doing.
It's not my first time at the rodeo.
you can see Amleth has got Aquaria blood.
Well, I think our task starts where Findemir found the tracks before,
Right.
Okay.
and we see what we can pick up from there. And if we can track them from that, we do so.
Okay.
If we cannot, we will reevaluate.
Sounds good.
All right. So here. I think this is going to be a I think we're going to use a skill endeavor for this, which is kind of like the One Ring second edition version of a skill challenge. But let's also assign everyone to their respective travel roles, because I think I'm also going to roll for a potential encounter. So on the left there, we've got the different slots for guide, huntsman, scouts, and lookout, which I think has changed the name of it in this edition, but it's the same skill: awareness, explore, hunting, or travel. So if you excel in one of those specific areas, feel free to place yourself in there, and then we'll sort out if we've got more than one in there. Remember, if you wish to aid another in this game, you do have to spend 1 point of hope in order to do it. Okay.
I can move elsewhere if we need it. Okay. Well, that's pretty good, if that's everyone's first choice.
Yeah, I don't know if Dagmar has anything good for any of that. Travel, hunt. Travel, hunting. Hunting's decent. I could back up hunting, but there's a lot of hunters already. And we'll either explore and awareness. Yeah.
I think we're covered. I mean, I could do some other things okay, but if everyone else's first choice are those, then you're bound to be better than I am.
So between
I'll be
Findemir...
secondary. I'll be secondary on scout.
Okay.
Or on explorer, because I have I can aid for sure.
Okay. So between Findemir and Amlath, who is more confident in their hunting, or who wants to be the primary hunter, I guess is.
I mean, Findemir wants to be, but
it's fine with Amlath. I'm favored with 2 success dice. What do you have?
favored with 3.
Oh, there he is, the youngster.
What I do. Yeah.
Put him to work.
You're not reading enough books.
Yeah, seriously.
Remind me again, what's our job title?
Right. Not enough time in the scrolls.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay. Then. How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? Let's do 2 rolls and then a event if we haven't concluded by then. So this is going to be the skill endeavor sequence. We have to pick skills that make sense for what you're trying to do. So I could see hunting for trying to find tracks being a thing that makes sense. I think what we'll do, so we get everybody occupied, since we've got people in the different travel slots, why don't we have the excess people take part in the skill endeavor? That way everyone's getting at least potentially a chance to get involved. So Amlath and Dagmar, what are you guys thinking you would use in order to track down where these orcs are?
Any chance of lore about orcs to come into play?
I think it could be once you've got some successes, but in order to get... Okay. That's not going to help you necessarily with the finding of the tracks or trying to follow them.
Let's see. I was going to try to avoid the skills already in place.
Well, those will have a separate accent. Like those who are taking roles in the travel portion or the journeys portion, they're going to have a potential role to play as well too, because if you guys don't get 3 successes in 2 rolls, then we're going to trigger an event, and then one of them will come into play.
Would it be
I think.
permitted? Oh, go ahead.
I was saying, Sean, that I think what I'm doing is making sure that we're fed and everything so that we can continue the
Gotcha.
journey after them. And I know that you have orc lore, so that makes sense to me why you would be the one sort of figuring out where they might have gone once you find, some sign of them. So hunting probably does make sense.
Yeah, I'd use hunting then, if that's...
And if you want to spend a hope, if you've got orc lore, you spend 1 hope to get 2 dice out of that.
I have... Well, yeah, we're saying is orc lore the same as the lore of the cloudy head hunters? Is that...
No, because you would have excess. I'll actually give you so you'll have 1 extra dice from that. Oh, no, right. It's distinctive trait. Is that what you meant by the orc lore, George, or...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, so same thing. Ignore me. Yeah. So, okay. Spend up 1 hope, get 2 dice out of that.
Okay. So I'll just roll first, right? And then we'll see what
you can choose to spend afterwards.
Very good. Here it comes.
Great success. Nice.
Right.
That's 2 successes already from the first one. So Amlath, heading out amongst these, what you find fairly quickly is the tracks that Findamir had pointed out. And is exactly as he said. Definitely seems as if they are... it seems as if they're hunting. So they're trying to pursue something out here. But building on the information that Findamir gave you, there's 2 other things. For one, knowing what the orcs of Moria are, or the orcs of the Misty Mountains are typically like, their size, their gear, their whatever, and knowing what the orcs of Mordor are like. This is definitely one of the orcs of Mordor, or the band. So whoever that group was that was allied with Har, or answering to him, or whatever the situation was there, it seems to be among their kind that they are hunting. Dagmar, what are you thinking?
Well, hunting was my best thing because I don't think anything else will apply.
Okay.
I mean, insight is not for this type of thing, so.
Okay, so go ahead and give us a hunting check, please.
Okay, and I will spend hope.
Okay, so you're going to get 2 extra dice.
Well, 2 or just 1?
2
1,
because of the orc lore. The hunters in Charlottesville gave you some information about this.
Success.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So, here's what you guys find. You're easily able to, easily able to pick up their trail. You also can pick up something else. It seems as if they're following an older trail, and it is a little, it's a little covered on account of the number of orcs that are going along. You'd estimate probably about 12 in the hunting party. They are following a dwarf. So whoever these orcs are, they are chasing and pursuing a dwarf. This is sufficient information to be able to follow them to catch up to them if you choose to.
Yes, I think we should do that.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Indeed.
How would you guys like to
Destroy
approach
them.
the camp? Yeah.
Oh,
I actually don't know how ambushes work in this game. Or at the very least, I don't remember how they would do.
Yeah.
I may have known at some point, but...
Right.
Etch a sketch memory.
95.
Surprise attacks. Here we go. Page 93. 93? 95.
Okay.
95. In all cases, the lore master must consider the circumstances and decide whether a test is required to resolve the situation for springing a trap or not. If the company is trying to waylay their enemies, you must make a stealth roll. All players participating in the ambush must succeed in their roll for the surprise attack to succeed. It's been a long day. Suddenly pronouncing words like they're not. For the rest of the session, will be in French apparently, which should be challenging because I know about 20 French words. So, surprise! If the ambush attempt is successful, the surprised enemies won't be able to make opening volleys nor take actions in the first close quarters round.
It's worth having.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Worth having, especially if we are outnumbered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let me double check one thing here. Oh, hold up. I actually know what I can do. So everyone's going to... It sounds like everyone's required to make a stealth check then. So if everyone wants to go ahead and give us that, we can determine whether or not the ambush will be successful. And while you were doing that...
Nice.
Gandalf room. Love it. What does the Gandalf
Dagmar's-
roll do again? Auto success?
Auto success.
Love it.
And Dagmar is going to spend a hope.
It's that grace of the elves again.
I'm picking up where I left off later on this afternoon.
What, did you fail?
Yeah.
Oh, dramatically, yeah.
Oh,
It
7.
It wasn't a Sauron, but it was...
Yeah. I know. So
I
remember to
failed.
take a look at your distinctive features. If there's a distinctive feature you can squirrel into this, you could spend a hope and get 2 out of it.
Yeah, lordly. I stride forward.
Busting that
Clem.
motherfucker. All right.
That's okay. I failed
Can
too.
Amlath help with his extraordinary success?
Yes.
He
So
says.
we'll let Dagmar, even if you, well, either Dagmar or, I'll tell you, Dagmar needs 7 out of this. So why doesn't, there's one extra, let's say that Amlath, for however you're going along, you're perhaps giving some advice to one of either Gwyndor or Dagmar. They'll get an extra dice retroactively on this. And then
I
Gwyndor
give
and Dagmar can also spend luck.
I give Dagmar a rhyme about the
Right.
being light of foot.
Yeah.
I had already spent hope already, but
Where did you spend hope?
on the
Oh,
initial
on the roll
I had a-
beforehand.
Yeah, but the other dice is not going to help.
Yeah. Shoot. Well, you guys aren't going to make it, so you might as well save your hope.
Yeah.
Dagmar is not a quiet lass.
Nope.
So, let me look up here. Unless... yeah.
Just one thing. Did you put +1, Carl, into the box?
No,
or
it
one?
rolled the bonus dice. I don't have any skill in stealth.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you'd need a 7 in order to...
So I'm just rolling. Just rolling a d12.
Well, even a D6, yeah, like a D6 is
A d12 and a d6, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's tricky with a 3, yeah. Dag.
Right.
She a big bone.
Is she wearing armor? I can't remember.
yeah, I mean, you know,
So that tracks that. That might be why. Okay, I'm
I
sure.
mean, she just doesn't have any. There hasn't been any need to be stealthy.
No.
I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I did make it in warning somehow, but maybe I got like a feat successors.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Okay. Let's have. Why doesn't everybody give us a D6 roll, please? You guys are so fucking lucky. I hope you appreciate this. So let's see here. Guys, need to stack. We're going to use the rules for the orc band generation because I can't remember offhand how to gauge difficulty, and I don't want to accidentally kill you guys. So we're going with what they've suggested. All right, let's see here. It's that. It's that. I also earlier today loaded a bunch of images from this book. So last time we used some other stuff. But this time we're going to make use of the actual. All right. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. Whew, guys. I appreciate you chose not to go easy on yourself. I mean, I'm sure you guys will be fine. All right. Let's head on over to ye old battle mat here. And then I'll get this stuff set up for you. So as we talked about, unfortunately, Dagmar rolled a did not roll a successful self, which means that you guys are sadly unable to surprise them. But let me.
And Gwyndor. Yeah.
Oh, you failed as well too, right?
Yeah.
I think you didn't irredeemably fail though. Dagmar failed by 7 and could not have. Yours conceivably could have come out. What's going on here?
And Vague revealed himself by his chuckling at the clumsy elf.
Yeah. Why are your health bars so big? Are they massive for you guys too?
Looks normal to me.
Yeah, normal.
Maybe it's just my. Hold up, let me go off the page and come back. Oh, they've gone back to normal now. Never mind. It's funny because when I scaled them down, the health bars stayed big, and I'm like, "What? This is an issue I've not had before. What is going on?"
That's fine. Yeah.
All right, so we clustered everybody in the battle mat. Let me get everyone set up here for you, and let's see. I'll tell you one thing, guys. Because we've returned to this, we don't have to end each session with a fellowship phase. So that's what we're doing over the holidays, to rush it through 16 months or whatever else of play. Right, I think it's in here. Adversaries. Here we go. All right. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to fit 6 trolls on the page, guys. That's, Wait, is this thing on? Hold on. Uh-oh.
And then 6 goblins it is. Excellent.
All right, let's go to...
Economy size.
All right, so these will be... Yeah, soldiers.
Let's say.
Okay, let me do this here. That'll be soldiers. I'm just going to set up the tokens before. I should have set up the... tokens in the generated the encounter beforehand, but, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Learn from this experience? Abso-fucking-lutely not. So, there we go. Oh, no. Maybe done. What have you done? Yeah, these things are all staying quite big as well. All right, here we go. There's 3 of them. Then there is... that many. Holy shit. 4 of them. Alrighty. What's everyone hoping to find among these orcs?
That they're sickly.
Yep.
Sure,
Come down with the pox.
Laden down with treasure. That's what we're hoping for.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yep. It is a common refrain for Oswald. Any other wish lists?
More orcs.
Yeah.
Morks. That is usually a thing that can be answered. Okay. Yeah. Alrighty. One of the orcs looks the same as the others, but I'm putting a little X on him. That means he's the chieftain. And then we need... Yeah. What were your favorite things to fight last time, guys? I seem to remember everyone had a lot of fun with those goblin archers. Those little shitbags who hung back and kept shooting while you guys were engaged with other things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so use them. All right. Now, we randomly generated. Each of you contributed some troops and whatnot, and then I rolled the feat dice for the particulars, like the circumstances you find in and who their leader is. I can not get this to open. Come on. There we go. We are. And as is the case with regular dice, when you roll a... Okay, come on. There we go. When you roll a Gandalf rune, or you get something good, and when you roll a Eye of Sauron, you get something bad. I happen to roll a Gandalf rune for you guys.
Oh.
So what that means is that the band that you come upon is mostly sleeping or resting, which means you find them surprised.
Nice.
So you guys did not get the surprise with your thing, but you got it because of the random roll.
Thank goodness for that. Right.
Yeah.
Because that is the makeup of the orcs that are there. Now, what are among them are some soldiers. Oops. Here we go. Wrong button. Soldiers, guards, chieftain, and goblin sharpshooters. Now, your option is to sneak up, prevent them from getting an opening volley on you guys, which would mean you don't get an opening volley either. And they don't get to act in the first round of close combat. You pick which stance you wish to face them in. You pick which enemy you wish to be in. They don't act, which means you're not having other people... I would not be pairing up anybody because of being you guys outnumbering people. Remember that the way that it works is you pick your stance. Whoever has more characters on the screen, they get to be the one to first pair up everybody and then go. It also means those of you who are better with a bow, this will be one of the early rounds where you will be able to actually get a shot off if that's going to take more people down. Because there's more of them, it means you're not going to be able to hang back. That makes sense?
But we could do the bow on this first round because they're not ready.
You could do a bow, but it would be as if you were fighting from the rearward. It would not be opening volley. Normally, you would get opening volleys when both parties are aware of one another. This gives you a chance to go in. And yeah, so like, you're right that you do get to make a bow attack, even though you're outnumbered, but it's not like an opening volley.
Oh, okay.
So, James, are you still there? We lost you in the camera.
Oh, I have him.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Everyone go ahead and pick their stance they wish to be in. And who do you wish to be targeting? Just tell me and I'll move the target into you. Soldiers, guards, chieftain, or sharpshooters?
Chieftain for me.
Chieftain for Findemir.
Oh, okay.
What do you want, Gwendor? Do you want him?
This is
No,
one of the
it's
rounds
fine.
you guys could double up. Because you got surprised, the normal rules for like one person per thing can be ignored.
Let's double up.
Okay.
I'm going to go forward stance with you for the chieftain.
Okay?
Cool.
So you guys
They
are
lose
both
1D
going to
in this
attack
round.
a beloved Irish folk band. That sounds fine. So remember, guys, don't place each other. Put yourself in a separate row. So one of the little separate zones there, because remember, combat is abstracted in here. So Amlath, you're hanging back.
I guess I will. I'll go forward on the archers. Is that allowed in the surprise round?
Absolutely. Yeah, this is one of the ones where you guys can actually pick your targets. All right, so you're going to engage with the archers. There you go. Oswald, who do you want to engage with?
Yeah, I'm going for the archers as well. That's why I'm sort of over there.
I'm so glad that you guys have remembered them. They missed you. Dagmar and Vague, who would you like to engage with? Oh, James, you might be muted. Or at least I can't hear you. If you are speaking, I can't hear
Yeah. I can't hear him.
you. I can't hear you. Let me see. Maybe are you muted?
Can you hear me?
You can. Yeah. Can hear you now. Perfect. Who would you like to engage with, Vague?
One of the guards. They look like they're pretty tough. So
The guards.
Yeah.
Got it.
let's get a free hit in.
Okay. Rah. And Dagmar. Oh, you're muted, Carl. So toast to Mo.
Oh,
I'm gonna
there
vote-
I am
I'm gonna-
on my own.
I'm gonna focus on. I'm gonna focus on the archers because
So
they.
again, just a
them
reminder,
hanging
guys,
back is-
please keep as much as you can in one of the cones, so we're keeping it clear who is where.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll move the target over for you. If you're in the forward stance and you want to engage one of those, I'll just bring him. Oh, you want to be in the open
I'm
stance?
gonna be forward. No, forward.
Forward. You
Hard to
got
read
it.
these.
Okay, there you go. There you go. Bless you. All right, everyone's got their dance partner right now. I'll move you up there. Okay.
Oh, no, I see what you mean. Like
We start in the forward stance, and that's everybody, it seems.
Mm-hmm.
So remember, on the bottom of your sheet, make sure you've got yourself set in the forward stance. Bottom left.
Oh, yeah.
It'll add that in for you.
Thank
And
you.
who would like to make their first attack?
I definitely do.
Get in
I
there.
thought it might be
Yeah,
Findemir.
okay, Finnemir, hold on. You
Yeah.
good. Parry of your target is a 3. So when it asks you for the parry, put 3 in,
Okay.
please.
Got it. All right, here we go. 3.
There you go. Nice. 5 damage.
5 damage.
Good
Wow.
stuff.
So too far away. To...
Okay. That's a big hit. Get that. Boom.
Oof. Bash.
Okay. Then, who'd like to go next?
Go ahead, Gwendor.
Me? Okay. Alrighty.
Parry
I'll
of
go
3.
Says bonus dice. That's already in. That's right. Submit and parry of 3.
Yes, please. Nice. Awesome. So, with a great success, you get to choose what you wish to do.
Oh.
Right? Remember,
Right.
there's the you can cash in your great success to do extra damage. To
Oh. Wow.
let's see here, it is on page 99 of the CRB. Heavy blow
Yes.
with any weapon, and then depending on with bows. What are you using? A spear or a sword?
It's a spear.
Spear. Pierce. Spend 1 success to modify the feat die numerical result of your attack by +2.
It doesn't want
Which
help.
could-
You're too far below.
Yeah, we give 7 to try and get that the wound. Do you have a shield?
I do.
You could bash your opponent. If your strength is greater than the target's attribute level, you could spend 1 success to push your target back, making them lose 1 dice for the next round. It's got a 5 for attribute level. What's your strength?
My strength is 5.
So it does need to be greater, not equal.
Okay.
So then it's
you
you could do Heavy blow.
10 points.
Additional equal to your strength, so another +5 damage. That is 10 damage, Gwindor.
I think that's probably the right option for this roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a heavy blow.
Huge hit.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, for
And-
piercing blow, you need a 10 or a Gandalf.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So-
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need, like, if you had an 8, it'd be worth it. Or if
Yeah.
you had, like, a keen weapon, then it extends that range.
Right.
Awesome. All right, so the two of you lay into this guy. He's desperately trying to fight you back with that massive falchion of his. Who would like to go next?
I'm in.
Amlath, go right ahead. There's no parry, so go ahead and make your attack.
All right.
Wow. Come on, Amleth.
Okay.
Piercing blow. Incredible.
Nice.
All right, so that's
Wow.
11 damage. And it has 1 armor.
16.
And the injury is a 16. I think he's gone. Yeah. What does it look like as you take this first one down with the
I
piercing
think he's
blow?
fumbling with an arrow, and he's like, he's not used to being charged. And just go up there, and he's like, then you just run him through. As he's
Swat. One
trying to get
down.
his bow going.
Yeah. Who'd like to go next?
I can go.
Yeah, go
Or
on.
go ahead.
No, we'll do the archers. You go first.
Yeah, Dagmar. So
Yeah.
0 is the parry.
Okay. I can use hope, right? I can use hope
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. I think so. Hold on. Can you? Is that?
Yeah. Hope. You can use hope in battle, I'm sure. You just can't use distinctive features, really. But
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
and no parry, right? No parry.
0 parry. Yeah.
Yep. Also, great piercing blow.
Wow.
Ouch.
It's a great piercing blow.
Nice. Okay, let me roll armor once again. Failed. So, whack, another one down.
Nice. Nice.
Oswald.
Wow.
Okay. Let's give it a go.
Nice. Great success. So, what do you want to spend that on? It's not enough to get you to a piercing blow. So,
I can't do such
let's
a
just-
heavy blow, I guess, but I've only got 2 strength.
but you're
hang
using
on.
it two-handed. It looks like. So that means you get +1 on top of the strength.
Oh, he could make that a piercing blow because he's got a spear. So that's +3. So that's 7 + 3 is 10.
10. Yep.
Oh, yeah, +3 for spear. So that would be a piercing
Okay.
blow. You want to do that?
Spears are good in this.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Did not succeed. So once again, another one down.
Nice.
All right, Vig, that just leaves you.
All right, let's give it a go.
You're facing a soul guard. Parry is 2.
Now, where does it ask for parry?
It does, yeah. It'll prompt you for parry.
Parry. Parry is 2. Sorry. Yep.
Nice.
Extraordinary. Look at that.
Piercing blow. All the stuff.
Oh, yeah. I can't make that injury check. So Vig, what does it look like?
Head off. Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you and good night.
Nice.
7. That was nice.
Double checking here. I really like how streamlined adversaries are in this as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, fabulous. Okay. That is the end of our first round, guys. So second round. Go ahead and pick your stance.
Stay forward.
I will.
Gwindor, do you got this?
Yes.
I'm still, I think I'm outnumbering you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which means I'll be picking who's engaged with whom.
Okay.
That
So I'm just going
includes
to
tough
move
guy.
myself
Okay.
a little bit. So I'm going to... Oops. Let me go down here.
Okay. Forward. All right. Then orcs. Let's pair one with Gwindor. One with Amlath. One with Findamir. Vig. Want vengeance on you. Remember to adjust your stats too, guys, on your character sheet. You have not done so. And let's go Vig. Come on.
I admire the people who are forward.
There we go. All right. So forward stance we have Findamir and Gwindor and Dagmar. So
Let me see. I don't know. I think this affects all targets. Let me see if I'm making sure before you guys go.
oh, you're using the action.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the awe.
Nice.
Nice.
You know what? And I might, if you don't mind me wanting to, I can use one of our patron bonus to make it a magic success to automatically. Yeah.
Oh, you use a fellowship.
Because it's awe, right? So that's one of our things.
Yeah,
So if you guys allow me, I can use a magic success, and then I get it, and then I'll roll to see if I get any extra icons. Because then if they're might 2 or more, then they can also suffer.
Yeah, anything you can do to attract more shadow is great for me.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm gonna also use a hope because I got lots, like Kevin said.
Nice.
So I'm gonna roll awe, and I'm rolling it so I can get a magic success, but I'm rolling this so I get 6s, right? So, right.
Okay.
It's a success, no 6s though. So it might 1. So any creature with might 1 is weary on their next attack roll.
With might 1 is weary on the next attack roll. Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So,
Sweet.
So hopefully I get some of them.
That's incredible. What do you do?
Awesome.
What do you use?
It's just a magic success. I go for the white wizard, and I scream out, and probably swirling that goblin's blood all over the place since we ran those things through. So
Nice.
Somewhere on the top of Barad-dûr, an eye goes. Oh, sorry. Wait, what? Incredible. All right, then.
Nice.
Now hold on. Wearied. I know that ignores 3 or
1s,
less
2s,
on a
and 3s.
dice. Is there any other modifier, or is it just that?
I think it's just that.
Okay, so it won't affect their
Normally pretty
defenses.
fatal.
Then, is that on my GM screen?
That's a worthy question.
Let's see here. Conditions. Ah, it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure they weren't also like getting easier to hit or hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Next,
It's just harder for them to do stuff.
yeah.
That's-
So
yeah,
then
yeah.
either Gwindor or Findamir. Who'd like to go next?
I think Gwindor should go. Because I'm moving over to this other one.
Okay, let me just see if I can finish him with.
Parry
I am
3.
actually 3. That's right. That's right. Parry 3. Got you. Let's try it. Come on.
Oh
Wow.
Oh, you can
Wow.
get a piercing blow too
Yeah.
I'll make that a piercing blow.
Okay.
Nice.
with a
And
9. Yeah.
he does have a great
Piercing
deal.
blow and heavy blows. I mean, 2 heavy blows and a piercing blow.
11,
3
18.
6s.
He actually, the armor protects him. But you could
okay.
add.
Okay.
Let's see here.
He's got 2
About
6s.
15 damage. Yeah.
Yep. 15
Yeah, 15 damage then.
15 damage.
Yeah.
All
Gotta
right.
roll injury again.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Okay. Go. And that is not enough. So the armor kind of buckles in, and then
Amazing.
the chieftain goes down.
Nice.
There you
Nice.
go.
Great roll. Great
That was a
roll.
hell of a hit.
I
Findamir.
have got this.
Yeah. All right, I'm rushing right up to this one. Just screaming as I go, a battle cry.
Okay.
What's its parry?
Parry is a 2.
2. Okay, here we go. All right.
That is a hit.
Success.
So
Okay.
5 points of damage.
Cool.
Okay. Then it is the orcs in the forward stance, which I think is the only survivor one is this one with you, Findamir.
Yeah.
So let's see here. What is your parry?
My parry is total. Wait, is it my total parry?
Yeah, your total parry.
20, it says.
Yeah, because you guys are different from the
Okay.
NPCs. NPCs subtract from
Got it.
your roll because you're rolling against yourself. These guys roll against your skills
Right.
as a target.
Okay, yes,
Okay,
20.
So 20. Holy smokes. Comes close. Does not hit, though. Oh, I've got hate.
Oh, no.
Okay. Gotta remember what I can do with hate.
It's just like the opposite. It's like hope for you.
Yeah.
I can gain extra dice on attack rolls. I feel that if as a goose and gander rule, if we can spend hope after a roll, I can spend hate after a roll.
I think that seems fair.
Mm-hmm. I intend on using a killer goose gander as well in our next encounter. Okay, so let's blow hate on this because I am pretty close to getting you. That is... Ooh, I need a 2. I need a 2 or higher. And I rolled a 2.
Okay.
That is 3 points of damage on you.
Okay.
Oh, shit, I rolled a 10. Also, you got to roll for injury. Or for
All right.
wound. It's a 16,
Protection roll.
1-6 you're rolling against.
Okay. 16. All right.
I think there's an armor button on there as well, too. Oh, no!
Oh,
You wanted the shadow. It's coming. Someone had said, too, that you don't get shadow. The eye doesn't increase in combat. I get that. That's how rules is written. I don't care.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay, you could spend hope, I think.
I can, but
Because if you get a 6, then you would succeed.
I guess that's true. Might as well.
Eye of Sauron is not an
I'm-
auto fail.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so let me decrease my hope by 1, and then let me roll an extra d6 here. Come on, 6.
Nice. Okay. Then you suffer a wound.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jagged gash, I think, is what you get from his rough scimitar.
All right, I just checked off the wounded box.
All right. Then, and you guys can hear Amlath. You're close enough to hear Findamir cry out in pain as he's exchanging blows with this thing. Next is the open stance. We have Vieg and Oswald. You know what? I miss. Take that wound away. They're wearied by Dagmar's thing. That 2 would have counted as a 0.
right.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Better
man.
late than never. So you can ignore
Nice
the
job,
damage
Dagmar.
and
Thank
ignore
you.
the wound. Great
That's
stuff.
amazing.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
that was really worth doing, Dagmar. What a big difference that made.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good tactic too.
So
Have
then, nearly gets you for a moment, Amlath. You worry for your young companion. But you see, he gets his sword in place. Truly, he's the namesake of his, or the living, embodiment of his mother. Who would like to go next? Vieg, Oswald, and Amlath. You're all in the open stance.
I'll take a hack at it.
Go ahead. Parry 2.
All right.
I should put a little, next time you play, I'll put a little folding thing reminding myself when we're wearied. So you don't go through that
Right.
roller coaster once again, Findamir.
Let's see. This-
It was exciting.
You want to hope that?
I'm off by 5. I don't think I have a distinctive feature that would apply.
Distinctive features can't apply in combat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Sure, we'll give it a try.
Okay. D6, here it comes. Big money.
Okay.
Yeah. For a very brief moment, he's saying, like, Mom?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Oh, you don't roll again.
Negative.
Oh, you're rolling the 1 dice. I see. Okay, got it. All right. So Amlath, despite a great first round against the thing, you're finding yourself hard pressed against this orcish guard. Oswald or Vieg?
Yeah.
So what do you want to go?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. Was it 2 for these as well?
For what you're facing is a soldier. Parry is 1.
Oh, 1. Okay. Oh, that's way off, isn't it?
Yeah, it's way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
Oswald uses that, cracks out that famous Bree saying of little help. No? Vieg.
Right.
Depending on which one you're striking, the one
I'll
below
go
you
for
is
the
a
big
soldier at 1 parry. The one to your left is a guard, 2 parry.
I'll go at the guard.
You got it.
Let's see. Oh,
Vieg. You want to hope that?
Survive away.
all right.
Damn the odds. Here it comes. Big money.
Oh,
Yep, that was a waste.
All right. All right, then it is the orcs engaged with our allies. Let's start with Amlath. What is your parry, Amlath?
19.
19. That's going to be tricky to hit with this. Are they wearied for the rest of the encounter or for the end of the round, Dagmar?
To the end of the round.
End of the round. Got it. Okay. What is it? Oh, the magic success allows it to hit everybody, right? Regardless of stance. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, well, it's everybody anyway, but yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Well,
No, I thought that was the difference between the regular success
Yeah,
and
well-
the magic success. Okay.
yeah. The magic success is extraordinary, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 3. Here we go. Amlath. That is a miss. Which is good because I just got a Gandalf or a Sauron on my roll. Then it is Oswald. What is your parry?
17.
17. He's slashing that spear at you. I got hate as well too. I got to remember to use that. 10. Nope, can't get it. Okay. This wearied round is not good for them. And then, I forgot to attack Dagmar. I got to attack Dagmar.
Dagmar's, yeah, she's at 18. You get a bonus dice because I'm in forward stance.
Okay. Here
But
we
you're
go.
I'm at 18.
I like bonus dice. Here we go. That is 10, 15, but the weariness. No, you've because of the what do you call it? The weariness. They're missing. V, what is your parry?
17.
17. All right, let's try.
Let me
How about
just check. Is it
stop
17?
sheet?
I'll just double check. It seems strangely low.
Do you have a shield you're missing?
No, I've got it. No, I've got my shield ticked, so
Okay.
it's good. 17.
All right, here we go. Then that is fortunately a miss because that would have been a piercing blow. And the second hit attack. Oh, spent a hit from him too. That's a miss as well. Okay, that is another round of fight. Findamir has a brief glimpse at what could be a dark and painful future. Everybody choose your stance. You staying where you are?
I'm staying where I am.
Yep, I'm staying
Okay.
where I am.
We
Yeah, I think I'm
have
gonna
changed,
stand.
which means I need to engage somebody into Gwindor. And then we're good to go. Forward stance. We have Findamir, Gwindor, and Dagmar. Who wants
I'm
to go?
gonna.
Are
I'll go.
you, Dagmar, are you only able to do that once per encounter, or are you able to do that as often?
I can keep doing it, but I don't. But I think I'm not gonna. I wouldn't use a magical success. It would just affect my guy. Let me try to fight this time. Right. I mean, I guess you. Right. I'm gonna use a hope though.
Okay. So she is rallying you once again. Yeah, it's a huge difference that made. A bunch of those attacks would have hit last round. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, look at that. There we go. Look at that.
So 5
Oh,
damage.
you're attacking this time. Okay.
Yeah. I'm attacking.
That did you include the parry of 1?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know it was a parry one. But what did that do?
So that would have been a 15 you're rolling against.
I got a 23. I got a 23.
Yeah, so you're good. All right, so
Yeah.
then let me roll for armor for this
16.
thing. The armor blocks it, so it's 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. Yeah.
Okay,
Nice.
solid hit. Okay, then it is. Who'd like to go next? Amblaith or Findamir?
I'll go next.
Gwindor or Findamir?
I think I'll go next just to reverse our order this time.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I'm also going to pre-spend hope because I've realized that I may have got myself in over my head.
Parry is a 2 for that guy.
Okay. All right.
You know what I can
here
do,
we
guys,
go.
is look at this. Here we go. Whatever the red number is over their thing, that's their
Nice.
Okay.
parry score.
Damage.
That'll save
Jeez.
me
Oh, good. Yeah.
repeating it.
Yeah, we can put that up.
Okay.
I don't know why I put a 1 as
Whoa.
the Eye of Sauron on there, but because the Eye is the 12. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's an 11.
11.
Okay, so I will spend. I'll do heavy blow.
Nice. And your
So
strength
do
is what
10
again?
damage on him. My strength is jeez. My strength is 7.
7.
Your strength is 7.
Yeah.
So it's
Whoa.
All points.
+1 because you're using that two-handed as well. So that's
Yep.
8 extra damage. That's 13 damage. Findamir.
Yeah. So I've for a second I stumbled. That was the last round.
Findamir, why do you have 2 bonus dice though?
I pre-spent 1 hope.
But 1 hope would give you 1. You did.
And forward stance.
And forward
And
stance. Thank you. Thank you. Yep,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. So, what's it look like as you cut this guy down?
So I think when he hit me last time, I kind of stumbled down, backward a bit.
Yeah.
And so I come back, just do a huge blow against him, smash him through the chest.
Yep, and he is gone. Gwindor.
I'm going to do the same. I'm going to copy Findamir and spend a point of hope. I'm in forward stance. And I'm going to try and take him out with the 2-handed spear. So I think the bonus dice should be 2. And you said the parry was... Now, what's the parry? Sorry?
Remember, the bonus dice from your forward stance will already be included
It's already going to be in there too.
because you've got
Well,
it set in forward stance already.
Well, yeah, but it comes
Yeah.
up...
Yeah, it comes up and it puts one.
comes up in the
got it.
box.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Comes up in the prompt. Yeah.
Okay.
The parry, sorry, Kevin.
That's the red number on them. Oh, so a 1.
That's a 1.
Thank you. Sorry, it's covered by my sheet. Oh, bollocks. Sorry.
1. 1 is the parry.
Yep, I'm there. Sorry.
Nice.
It could be.
Wow.
There you go.
Oh,
You can make that a piercing blow if
Okay.
you like.
You can make that a piercing blow too.
I could make that a piercing blow, and I get an extra
11
6
damage.
damage.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, so that oh man. So
11 damage and a piercing blow.
yeah, the piercing blow is enough to get him.
Good job.
Okay. It is next row open. Vieg, Amblaith, or Oswald.
I'll take a swing.
Okay.
Nice.
Seems to be the pre-spending hope's working, so I will go with the spirit of the combat then.
Okay.
Here we go. Yes, here we go. Here we go.
Oh. Amlaith.
That feat die failed me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I did.
11,
It is a
12.
poor ranger who blames his tools, but that's
I mean, can you? You can only spend hope once per round, right?
yeah.
You don't spend.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So
before or after. Okay.
okay, so Amlaith, you're laying in whatever reason this guy is affecting a better defense than you expected. I think you missed last turn too, didn't you?
We don't need to go back. We don't need to look in the past. There's
Only
no
that this guy
feet
has
there.
proven to be a little tougher than expected.
Move on. Move on.
Oswald or Vig, who'd like to go next?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah, I'm ready. That is a horrible miss once again.
Ugh.
These guys are
Little
dangerous when you're not
help.
asleep. Who woke
Vig?
these up?
Yeah, when they were asleep, they were awesome.
That skiff.
Guys, we're gonna have this entire
to
mountain
go.
cleared out in no time.
Oh, but you're
And
close.
Vig misses as well.
Did you pre-spend hope or not?
No,
I
you
did
not.
not.
Do you want to spend a hope? Even you could roll a 1.
Okay, I will.
Sure.
Vig is parsimonious with his hope above ground.
Yeah.
Nice.
there you
Oh,
go.
look at that.
So that's a great success as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what do you want to do with that?
That's 12 damage, please.
12 damage.
Oh, yeah, 12 damage, please.
Huge hit on this guy. Good
Wow.
lord.
Please.
Okay.
Very good.
Then it is Orca Clock. Oh, I forgot to attack Dagmar again. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get an attack off on Dagmar. Your parry is what right now?
17 this round.
17 this round. Okay. So, fuck. So that's a great success and a piercing blow.
Okay.
So you're going to
So
take 6 points of damage, and it's a 16 is the injury.
2.
All right, come on, Dagmar.
Can we spend hope on armor
Yep.
checks?
I think you can, yeah.
It says
So
any
do
dice
that.
roll. So,
Yeah.
16, you said, is the injury rating?
yes.
It does give me an option to do that. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I lied to you.
Oh.
Sauron.
I,
Okay.
Wow.
I'm not. I already spent hope. Yeah. I
Oh
already
shit.
spent hope.
Okay, so
Aye.
Dagmar, what do you think happened here?
Maybe I would look to see how my companions are doing very briefly. Maybe
Distracted.
I caught it distracted by some sort of oddly some sort of black bird in the sky somewhere. and then yeah, I kicked a wound.
Oh, okay. Then let's
That's
see.
my wound, not my parry. I just became that.
All right.
Is there a way to do it on the?
There's a not to add like the flavor for the wound, but there is a tick to say that you're wounded
Oh yeah.
on the
Yeah.
bottom
Yes,
right.
it
All
is.
right.
I see
Amlath, you're 20?
19.
19. What's happened? Oh, Gwyn.
Huh?
Who, weren't you 20 before, or was that Findamir?
I was 20.
That's
That was-
Finn-
You're
Findamir.
20. Okay. I mean, I don't want to, old man. I don't want to be pointing fingers here. That
I
kid
feel
seems
like
to
I'm
have.
being trolled again. I'm being trolled on both sides, offense and defense now.
All right. No, so it does
So
not
you
hit.
have to-
Oswald,
My defense is holding.
this guy is ready to press your defenses. You're a what? 13? 14?
17.
17. Okay.
Yeah.
That is 10. Okay, so that's a success with a great success. It's not a piercing blow, but you do take 6 points of damage. And Vig, what's your defense? 17?
17, yeah.
Okay. And well, we're hating this up here. God damn it! Another. I don't know if this hits actually though. 7, 11, 17. Yeah, it just barely hits. 6 points of damage on you, Vig.
6. Ooh.
Anyone changing their position?
Yes, I'm gonna move back to defensive.
Okay.
I could actually move into the throwing things, couldn't I?
Yeah, as long as because you guys you outnumber them now, so you guys can choose who is taking on who.
Can you throw? Can I throw a spear into melee? Is that?
As long as you're in the rearward position, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I think she's gonna drop back to rearward
Okay.
and
Get ready to throw something.
pull
Okay.
out get her spear.
Anyone else changing their stance?
Nope.
No.
Who would like to engage with what then? I've got, assuming Vig and Oswald stay with who they are, Gwindor and Findamir, who's this soldier going to?
I mean, I'd love to help out. Well, I'd love to help out Amlath if I can.
Yep. Once everyone's chosen, so Gwindor, do you mind taking this soldier?
I'll do that.
Okay.
Okay, great.
And then, Findamir, you can move yourself up to here. Okay.
There you go.
Tide is turning.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, and actually, you'll be fighting this dude first because you're in the forward position.
All right.
Findamir, or forward stance. Gwindor or Findamir? Who's going first?
Go ahead, Windor. I went first last time.
Okay. I'm not going to spend hope this time, so I'm just going to hope that I succeed. Forward stance. And I'm getting the hang of this now. So that's... Except
Come on.
you lose. And the parry is 1.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Nice.
With a heavy blow, that's enough to kill him.
Right.
So, what do we see is Gwindor? That's like the third
Another
orc
one.
you've taken down, I think.
It is. Cheaper than 2 orcs.
Amazing.
Okay. Findamir.
All right, I'm going to run up to Amleth and kind of leap off a rock and come down with my long sword here. I'm pre-spending some hope.
I've got you, old man.
That would be amazing if that happened.
All right.
So
it's
you've
a
got his
variety
parries at
success.
2. Findamir, that is a success. Nice.
5
Okay.
points.
So
Now,
5 damage, yep.
all right. And your Amleth is still in the open position, but you've attacked him in the forward. I'm going to let the orc go now.
Okay.
I'm out of disposable heat, so I'm going to try and go for you, but he gets an extra dice because you're in the forward stance.
Yes.
Ah! That is a 23.
Yep, that is me.
I did not roll any 6s though, so it's only 3 points of damage and not a piercing blow.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, great.
good.
Tags you.
That's good.
Then it'll be Amlath, Oswald, or Vig. Oh, you're muted, Sean. Tabo.
Now, before I was really just playing with this guy, but now that Vindamir's here, I will.
You're putting the Zimmer frame away, and you're gonna.
I will pre-spend hope,
Okay.
Nice.
and here we go. Sword. There it is.
Come on.
1 and 2.
There we go.
Yes.
With a sword, you could spend it to get a piercing blow because it grants +2 with a sword.
I think it's +1 with a sword. Plus, is that right?
No,
Are
I
you
think
sure?
it's +1 with a bow and +2 with the sword, +3 with the spear, isn't it?
I think it's the reverse. I think
Yeah, it's the reverse.
words, bow,
It's the reverse.
spear.
Oh,
Yeah, +1 sword.
oh,
Yeah.
+1 sword. Okay, got it. So then, yeah, do you want a heavy blow?
Yeah, heavy blow.
Okay.
Nice.
So that is, what's your strength?
My strength is 5.
Do you want to know what Findavir's strength is? Or
Easy.
all right, so that is 10 points of damage, which is, oh, look at this. Big hit. Okay, so let me go. 10 points of damage. Voila. Look at that.
No, and I wanted to give Findamir the chance to finish him off. The old guy
Yep.
need to do that, you know.
It's because you're the bigger man, you know?
Uh,
I mean, not physically, but, you know.
Well,
Oswald or Vig, who'd like to go next?
Oswald, do you want to?
Yeah, I'll go. Yeah.
Come on, Oswald.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
spend
right.
hope in hope that I can hit this thing.
Okay.
A weary fella. This one's alive, guys! He's awake!
Does a weary failure have any other effect? Or is it just a failure?
I think it's just a failure, isn't it?
So it's just taunting you.
Yeah, failure caused by weariness.
Shit.
yeah.
Just desperate.
That's hilarious. So this would have been a success, just FYI, but
Yeah.
you rolled so dog shit. So, all right, Vig, it's up to you. What are you doing?
Right, I will smack the boy in front of me.
Okay.
Let's give it a go. And 2 and extraordinary
Look
success.
at
Thank you
that.
and good.
No, it's an,
Yeah, that is good night to that one. All right.
And I yell out, "Good job, Oswald! Keep one alive to interrogate."
18 damage should do it.
More than enough. All right. I'm going to roll the attack for that orc in the open stance, and then it is Dagmar's turn to throw. Your parry is 17, Oswald.
Yeah.
8, 6, 11, 19.
I actually somehow managed to tick wary. That's why it was a wary failure. I still missed, but that's
Okay.
why it come up like that.
Oh, you accidentally hit weary.
Yeah, I hit that by mistake somehow. So
Again,
ignore
that
the twos
famous
and threes.
Breedlander strategy of playing possum.
Yeah.
It is a hit. You take 3 more points of damage.
3. Okay.
Yeah. Dagmar. You check that
Now
spear?
you were
Muted.
Wow.
I'm going to help Oswald.
Okay. And let's see here. What
There's a parry, right?
Does a parry go in for range attacks? Actually, probably, right?
Should.
I can't remember with range attacks.
I mean, that would make sense, I guess.
Modified by it's just modified by parry rating. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Go right ahead.
Attack rolls, yeah.
It's a soldier, right?
With the
I
one
missed.
parry.
Oh, well, I could.
You want to
Yeah,
hold
just to
that?
damage it. Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Roll a d6.
Come on. That's
3.
enough. That's enough.
That's enough. Yes.
Okay.
So 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. Okay, you have this
Yep.
thing's attention now. Come on, you. Open. There you go. Look at this. All right. End of the round. Everyone pick a stance.
Dagmar's gonna. She'll probably. Well, her spear is gone, so she's gonna go defensive.
Okay.
Shall I just then go? I'll go in
Well, you pick
front, the one in front
what,
of Oswald.
yeah,
Yeah, open.
yeah. So you can pick where these guys are engaged. Is that what you wanted, Vegas, to slam
Yeah,
into this
I'll
guy?
run up towards this.
Okay.
Run into this guy.
You guys can feel free to double up then as well. So if you want to be with him, this is where you could move the token in, so we know that you're all stacked up on that. Dagmar's attacking that one. Oswald's attacking that one. Gwindor, you want to try and take this one injured orc down
No,
too?
I'm
or
going
you-
to leave that to Findemir. I'm going to use Ore.
Nice. Okay. So then in
Oh, good idea.
Gwindor, you're up first. If you want to use awe,
Okay.
I imagine.
Yeah, I'm going to use Ore.
Nice.
You will die if you do not drop your weapons. You are facing the heroes of light, and he will do a Ore check.
Okay.
To be fair, they're going to die anyway. So
Well, they are. Wait a minute. Do I take the forward stance thing off or keep it on?
Keep it on. Hold on. Oh, for the awe. Good question.
The Ore. Do I just take it off for that or something?
Let me see what forward stance says.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because the phrasing of it. I do like that all the rules are
Yeah.
like very easy to reference, and there's not a lot to them.
I'm going to use
It's,
this in my convention
It's
play.
attack rolls that gain 1 dice, so just when it asks you
Gotcha.
for bonus, reduce it. Okay.
That's what I kind of thought.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Yep.
just see. Oh, in fact, brilliant! It doesn't add the bonus dice anyway if you do a skill.
Amazing. Okay.
That's great.
Great success.
Oh man. That's
All
great.
right. So
Okay.
they are wearied. They are terrified in the face of one of the elder folk. All right. Findemir, you're the only other one in forward stance.
Yep.
Go
Here
on,
I
kid.
go.
Finish him.
This is your big chance now.
That's without spending
Yeah.
hope.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
What's it look like? Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I sweep around and slice his head off.
Yeah. Down. All right. Then it is Vig in the open.
yeah, Veek's feeling he should have gone forward to try and make sure of this guy. But anyway, here, let's give it a go.
on,
Parry
Veek,
of
Harry.
1. Parry of 1.
Nice.
Great success.
Nice.
If you do that, a heavy blow, he's dead.
Yep, that's
Okay.
12 damage then.
I mean, can you pull it a bit and just make him a bit unconscious or something?
So you guys have raced down into here as well. I guess first off, anyone suffering wounds?
Dagmar suffering a wound.
Okay, so first time, maybe people have suffered wounds thus far. I don't remember anyone getting there.
Yeah, we have.
Oh, have you? Okay, so first aid.
Healing.
Each hero may administer only one first aid roll. It's a healing roll. Healing roll reduces the severity of an injury by 1 day plus 1 day for each. Oh, yeah, we need to roll wound severity now. Give us a d12 roll, Dagmar. Oh, shit, we should have done this when you got your wound, actually. Severe injury. The value indicates how long it'll take the injury to mend, expressed in days.
Yeah, 8 days.
So what a healing roll will do is reduce the injury by 1 day plus 1 day for each extra success. Anyone want to attempt the healing here?
I have 2 success dice. Who else? Is anyone?
I have 2 unfavored.
I have nothing.
Okay. Gwindor.
Is it me? Really? Am I the best?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope I do well.
Another party with no healer.
Oh, well.
No, he's learned from the, what do you call it? The House
in which case, I'm definitely spending hope on this, if that's okay.
Okay, now do you have a distinctive feature that would apply?
Well, sorry, that's a good point. Not really. I've got keen-eyed, lordly, and shadow law. I mean,
yeah, like it's a stretch. I think to say lordly means that you're from the House of Elrond, so there's sort of like spillover healing knowledge. But I think you spend enough time away.
Yeah. So it needs to be right. So what you're saying is I can't do that.
Cannot. No, I don't think so.
That's fine. Absolutely fine.
Just pour some Lake Town Stout on it.
Nice.
Oh, at least I got a success.
So it'll be a week until that wound is healed.
Okay.
All right. Then, let's see.
So how does that work if you get into combat again? If you take another wound, you're screwed, or what's that?
If you take another wound, player characters who are wounded a second time see their endurance drop to 0. They fall unconscious and are now dying. Dying heroes must receive a successful healing roll within 1 hour or they will die. If it's a success, their life has been saved. They come back to their senses in about 1 hour at 1 endurance. If wounded, the heroes must add 10 days to the required time for healing. Okay. Finally, their injury leaves a permanent mark. So that is only when you have the second wound.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you fail that roll, does that mean you die?
Yeah.
I hear the Undying Lands are lovely this time of year. So springtime in the Undying Lands is wonderful.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, if you roll an Eye of Mordor on your wound severity, it also counts as 2.
Yeah. Yeah. You can go down in 1.
Wow. That's terrible.
Yeah.
No,
all right.
good.
So now, as for resting, let me just quickly, because we're looking at recovery of fatigue. I want to check that quickly. And then you guys may want to look around this camp as well.
Yes.
Yeah, because there does seem to be a sack that is squirming.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's see here. Here we go. Under most circumstances, a day of adventuring allows for a maximum of 1 short rest. With a short rest, adventurers recover a number of lost endurance points equal to their strength rating, but Dagmar's got her cram thing too.
Yes.
Right.
What does your cram thing do again? +2 to everyone's endurance recovered? So she breaks out the biscuits, and Gwindor, because yours counts as a... doesn't your short rest count as a prolonged rest? Is that what your elven ability does?
It does, yeah.
Nice.
You recover all lost endurance points. Or a number equal to your strength score if the wounded box is checked. That's interesting.
I didn't lose any.
Okay.
Nice.
They just kept dying so quickly. I mean, you know. There's that elvish role-playing. So let's go back to since you are, this thing in the sack is either just going to kill you outright or, we'll just role play through the grisly demise. Who's looking in the sack, guys?
Sure. Over there, I'll poke it first and say, "Who are you?"
Maybe it's Wrigley Treasure, Oswald.
Okay. So
I ain't
you
falling for that again.
poke it. You viper, by which I mean there was a viper in the last one. You poke it and something says, "Get down, Marks, I'll get to you." Sounds like a dwarf. But it's a woman's voice.
I'll open it.
You open it and a dwarvish lass spills out of it. And she kind of gets out and gets ready to start fighting. And then she looks over and sees you, Vig. And she kind of does a double look because her eyes are obviously adjusting to the firelight, or because it would be at night that you guys encounter these orcs. And as she does, she looks at, "Here are orcs. Who are you?"
Good evening, miss. Vig at your service, and his companions.
Vig of who?
Vig of the Blue Hills. Vig of saving your ass.
No, I think she's asking like what people,
Emily.
what folk you come from.
Yeah.
That would not be
Of the-
unusual for dwarves to ask that.
Of Durin's folk, no less.
She stops, kind of looks around at all of you. She seems quite confused. She looks pretty beat up. And she's wearing minimal amounts of, the remnants of what would, if they took everything of value off of her and she was traveling, she'd be left with what she's got on right now. She looks around.
Good.
Have you got more of those biscuits?
Yeah, I hand her some.
Cookies.
I'm Aben.
Aben,
Aye.
pleased to meet you.
And you, Vig. I'm of Durin's folk myself. I can't say as I've met you before. In
I
fact,
travel a lot.
if I find you on these hills, then it seems we're both in it. If the king finds out,
Aye. But what the king doesn't know, the king doesn't need to worry about. You don't want to put strain on him.
all right. Was it you that did up with this lot?
Yeah.
With my friends. As you see, a fine group they are. Cookies and all.
She looks around.
But how did you get into this situation? What is a good dwarven lass doing up here in these mountains and in the hands of foul orcs?
Would you give us a... Let's see here. I think in Hearten or Courtesy.
Oh, courtesy it is.
Yeah, go right ahead. And roll favored or whatever lets you roll 2. I can't remember what it is.
Favorite, yeah.
Favored? Yeah.
Favored. Let me just get that.
Okay.
Favored. And here we go.
Great success. Oh,
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
so forgive me. What did you say again?
What brings you out here in the hands of orcs in this part of the neck of the mountains?
Cool.
You're far from home.
She kind of takes from you. I'll answer, and then you'll tell me what brings you to these hills with such strange companions. What brings me here is what brings all heroes out. True heroes. Love.
Love? Love of what?
Oh, aye.
Brings you to this bleak place?
Oh, it's not love of what? It's love of who?
Oh. Romantic, no less.
A dwarf's heart burns as hot as a forge, and mine burns for Alfrega.
Alfrega?
Oh, aye, the finest lass, the most beautiful dwarven lass to be found anywhere west or east of the Misty Mountains.
Well, that begs the question, what is Alfrega doing up here?
Alfrega is not up here. Alfrega, she's more of an intellectual than what I am. She's brilliant, a scholar, refined, cultured. However, she, thinking that I would not be fool enough to do it, declares she would not marry me unless I brought her the ring of her family. She, being the wise scholar she is, informed me that the ring of her family was lost with Durin the Sixth, when Durin's bane awoken. And that last we heard, Durin's son Nain held it. Others whispered that the ring was lost when King Thror fell, but all the same, all roads speak to the ring being here, in Moria. And if anything would light the way through those dark tunnels, it will be my love for Alfrega.
So let me get this straight.
Indeed.
The love of your life.
Aye.
The damsel of your dreams.
Oh, such dreams.
She sent you up into Morea on your own.
Indeed. Clearly
That's
she thinks only a feat of great legend would be worthy of one of her love, and she's not mistaken. Brilliant she is.
She does indeed have a high opinion of herself, and
And
she's
rightfully
willing
so.
to risk you. I have to say, it's
Vig, I see as great confidence in my abilities. Who else could return her family's ring? Clearly, she knew, but did not find the way to ask, and so concocted this scheme whereby she'd only be my bride if I returned with the ring. She could have simply asked me to do so, and I would have done so, but she's much more clever than that.
I have to say, this reinforces me in my belief in the love of a pony is greatly better than that of a love of a dwarf.
Oh, if that's the case, and do not buy a pony from that fool and scoundrel Daz. It grew lame on the mountain. It's the reason I could not get down and away from these orcs. But you've not told me, Vig, what brings you here with your retainers?
Well, we were deliberately coming out to remove these orcs because they were rather a pestilence in the neighborhood. But otherwise, we are up here in search of
What neighborhood?
treasure, one might say. Treasure, one might say. One might always say. No?
Aye. Treasure? In what?
More base, perhaps, than love, but
Indeed. You've not come for... No, you strike me as an honourable dwarf, and you would not get in the way of a love such as ours. You've not come for Alfrega's ring, have you?
no.
Well then, it seems we are seeking the same things then. Why don't you introduce me to your retainers, and perhaps you could instruct them to give me some proper clothes and some more of that biscuits. I've not eaten in quite some time.
So with that, there is the wounded Dagmar.
Yeah.
Holder of the bickies.
Hello, Dagmar. I'm Aben,
So I give her some
the ring seeker.
shake.
Oswald.
Out of character. Right. We are here for Saruman to find information on rings, right? In general.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, but we're not going to tell her this. Okay, I'm not. Right, it's secret. It's a secret mission. Am I correct in this rationale? I'm asking the.
You guys could be,
Yeah,
if
sounds like
you
it.
want, like all the non-dwarves could have stepped back and been like, okay, what are we going to
Yeah.
do about this? Because Aben, as you may have gathered, is fairly easily bamboozled. So
Yeah.
while she's ranting away to Vig, you guys could all step back and discuss what you would like to do about this.
Oh, Dagmar's gonna go and is gonna give her the biscuits and ask here you can wash it down with some of our last Lake Town stout.
Oh, you're most kind. Your retainers are very well trained, Vig.
Vig is very modest. We are up here to gain knowledge mostly.
Oh, aye. Have you a
A
camp?
dwarf will never believe that, Dagmar.
What's that?
A dwarf will never believe that, Dagmar. 'Tis love or treasure. They're the only two alternatives.
He's not right. He's not wrong.
So do you know a way in?
I've not got
Yeah, but
so
see-
far in my...
Okay, well, maybe you know something that we don't know. The last time we went in there, I point in the direction of Durin's Tower.
You've been in already.
Yeah, last year we made it in.
Tell me how.
Oh, these. I kind of explained. We went to Durin's Tower, climbed the tower,
Of course.
explored a bit.
Right.
These orcs here, we encountered lots of them underneath. So, now,
Tell me,
Well,
did you find any rings?
no,
Aye.
but I think we're all in agreement that we would help you find your ring, safety in numbers and all that.
Is that true?
Did we? Ooh.
I mean, we're not going to leave her out here, right?
She's welcome to accompany us, of course.
Yeah. How good are you with weapons? There's plenty around here. I point to all the dead orcs.
I
Goblins.
see.
Being the contents for the sack suggests not that great.
Well, I mean, it is. How
I
many
think
did
that
we
goes right
fight?
over her head. In all likelihood.
I mean, maybe Vig, you or Gwindor could take on all those number of orcs by yourself, but well, maybe Findamir too.
I would suggest, well, bold, I am more suited to burglary than I am to battle.
Then you and Oswald should compare notes.
Oh, which of these men is your Oswald?
I point to the guy with the nice clothes.
Oh, he's quite fetching. For a man.
Very kind of you to say so.
Very kind to meet you. I am Aben, the ring seeker.
Oswald, treasure hunter.
You, I think I like. You've made a well choice of your companions, Vig. So,
It's a fine selection.
treasure. Let's talk about treasure among these orcs, though. There may be...
Yeah.
Incidentally...
Yeah, halfway through that conversation, I walked off shaking my head.
I know. Poor woman.
She's one of the NPCs from the book, too. She's...
So, now I want to find this ring so she can give it to this other woman, and see what happens.
I think a very
I got
long,
your ring.
stunned
I got your
silence,
ring. I got your ring. And it'd be
followed by
great.
a really awkward conversation.
That would be an
Yeah.
amazing
Mhm.
amazing addition to the one of the many tomes that are out there.
Mm. Okay, here we go. Treasure. Anyone else, while I'm looking this up here, anyone else have questions of Aben?
How many orcs have you seen? Is this your first encounter with any orcs in your travels here?
Well, I I found a small camp of them further down the hill, and then, well, it wasn't the ring, but I figured it could potentially finance further treasures, further explorations. Guys, would you each give us a D6 roll, please? Okay.
6 means gold.
Or a story to be told.
Let's see here. Sorry, I'm getting confused by the treasure table once again. All right. Per player. Oh, okay, here we go. So the treasure value, what's the total there? 9, 14, 18, 19, 24.
Wow.
20. So the value of the hoard is 24. For 24 treasure points.
So that's
Among them.
6 each.
4 each, I think. If it's 24 and there's 6 of you.
Oh yeah, yeah, 4 each.
But good try, Carl. I appreciated that.
I think you're a chemist, not a mathematician. So
I was using hashtag America Math.
Right.
Then, the 2 luckiest players each give us a D12 roll, please.
Luckiest.
Yep. No pressure.
Is that the one with the? Is that with the highest hope rating or the highest current hope?
You guys decide. I did say, I think, did I say characters or did I say
I'm
players?
just gonna.
I think I said
You
players.
said players, but I'm just kidding. Yeah, there you go. I felt like I would roll one, and there you go.
Great. Okay, there's 1.
Well done.
Okay.
11.
There you go.
Lovely.
Well, I mean, the Sauron does result in a
Yeah, it does.
roll. So then, George, would you give us a D6 roll, please?
D6. 1D6. There you go. 3.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, you found a marvelous artifact.
Yeah, it's cool.
Nice.
Very nice. It also means now. It also means everybody gets 1 shadow from this artifact.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah,
Right.
It totally makes sense. It's on a
Yeah.
from a Mordor.
Let's have Sean give us a D6 roll, please.
All right.
Nice. Then James, give us a D6 roll, please.
Oops.
Okay. Oh. All right.
Sorry, what was the 4 that we got earlier?
4 treasure points.
Oh,
The treasure rating.
we've got 9 treasure on Branca as well, by the way.
Okay, and
3, right?
the blessings. What does that grant? Is that like, does he roll with advantage, or do you get extra dice?
No, I think it gives a dice.
Okay.
on particular skill,
Right.
and right,
Okay.
and you can call a magical success with it too.
Oh, nice. So what you find, guys, is a crafting hammer. It is a blessed hammer that will grant a blessing on craft checks.
Nice.
Ooh.
And then we have
pretty cool.
one more thing to roll here. The special stuff that she found, which she will gladly turn over to you for saving her. It isn't the ring, after all. Everyone give us a d6 roll, please. One, 3, 7, 13, 18. Is that everybody? Let's
Yep.
see here. Yeah, because George. What was the last?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
23.
Oh, yeah, okay. 3, 23. So that's 46 treasure from her hoard.
Right.
And then let's have the remaining. Who rolled last time? George and
George and I rolled that.
Sean, James, Graham, and Darren. Would you each roll a d12, please? Okay. No other treasures. So you've got that. Who is taking the blessed hammer?
Not me.
Who else can craft?
Craft.
I've,
I think it's actually
I've
David's character was the one who was the
I've got
strengthened.
2 craft thing with a favoured.
I mean, if it's a dwarven hammer, you should take it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus, that's our best craft.
Yeah.
So that's a synergistic situation.
Okay. So you have
Well,
a
thank you,
blessed
guys.
hammer, and James, in the interim, you can feel free to give that a name if you'd like.
Nice.
Okay. What do you guys wish to do now? We're closing up our session here, so
So that's 7 and change. So someone gets 8. How does that work now for splitting the treasure?
I think we put you in the Thunderdome, and whoever
Yeah, right.
that feels like a very Tolkien thing to do.
Yeah, sounds like it's right out of Tolkien.
Then you have recovered Eben. What will you guys be doing now? Returning back to Daz, returning back to Tarlock's Rest or Tarlock's Vale.
But it was
I feel like
an orc village, was it? Did she say?
I can't.
Settlement?
Small camp.
Camp. Yeah. So
And
there's
they
more
were-
of them there.
They were
Yeah,
Mordor
that's what I would
orcs.
They were
obviously,
Mordor
right?
orcs. Yeah.
we should get back to. I would say Tarlock's. They're not going to be pleased with another guest, but we got to let them know about the orc village.
That is a good place to leave her.
True.
Indeed. Yeah, let's head back.
Okay. And we'll leave our fellowship heading back to Tarlock's Vale. And let's see here. Do you remember, is XP only, it's at the end of each session, right? It's not the end of
Yeah.
each
Session.
fellowship. Okay, hold up. Let's see here.
So it's 3 skill points usually and 3 adventure points.
Yep, that works for me. So everyone
That's
gets
page.
Awesome.
3 skill
56.
points, 3 adventure points. All right, then, guys,
Mhm.
brings us to the end of our session and the delivery of a new dwarf to the good folk of Tarlock's, again, Harlock, fucking hell, Tarlock's Vale. Yeah. I look forward to the audience of introducing her to Vesna. For those
That's gonna go
listening
well.
at home, thank you so much for joining us for our player pick session of the One Ring. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or
Yeah.
concerns regarding the session, the game, or the ongoing quasi-campaign we have, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. Just a reminder to the players, I don't believe you can spend XP outside of a fellowship phase. So remember, you can't spend it between sessions. You just got to stock it up and then blow it. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the game, or the campaign, or particularly the Moria book, Ibn is right out of the Moria book as one of the NPCs you can encounter in there too. So I cannot say enough good things about it. It's got so many fun ways to make the exploration in and around Moria memorable. There's also a link down below in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have channels there dedicated to this game. Do we? Wait, I don't think we do for One Ring, do we? I don't think so. We've never had it as an ongoing game per se. So
No, it's kind of like an intermittent game.
yeah, so we have the Assorted Games channel, as well as channels dedicated to all of our ongoing campaigns, most of the games we run on the channel, as well as things like finding a group, GM discussion, virtual tabletop chat. There is a very knowledgeable, helpful, and friendly community over there, and you're more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below in the description of the video to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs, like the One Ring First Edition, or Adventures in Middle-earth. If you are looking for, or MERP, I guess, for that matter, too. If they're looking for something that is not in stock, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code HAPPYMUSER, all caps, all one word. It'll save you 10% on your purchase. It's listed in the description of the video. That's going to change in about 3 days on April 15, 2025. So if you're listening to this at a later date, come back to one of our more recent videos, and we'll have the current discount code listed there. I think the last thing I'll say is a huge thank you to our fellowship. So Carl, Sean, James, Graham, Darren, and George, thank you so much for joining me back in the shadow of Caradhras. Congratulations on killing your most recent batch of orcs, and for returning to Tarlock's Vale. So then, for those listening at home, I don't doubt we'll be back with the One Ring at some point in future. This has been a fun game always to get to the table. So until we see again, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and to think about the troubles that our fellowship is encountering as they are simply trying to bolster their numbers and find a way into the long dark of Moria. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.